Same.
Sorry.
And have you got a link?
The link to the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the channel. I'll do that now. There we go. Threads up.
Oh. Can anyone check if we're live?
I observe now. Uh,
Are we?
Yep, we're live.
Oh, actually, I've got to do something. Give me a second. Oh, no, it's showing. Okay. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to VLR You Listening. This is episode 7, talking about Americas and EMEA. Today I am greeted by Angry Bach, or Meghania, and then Daikid and Math Material. So we're going to talk about the APAC section first, which we'll be starting off with is right here, where we'll be talking about the Pacific playoffs. So let's.
Yeah, boy.
So we haven't talked about any of the matches, to my belief, right? Or have we?
Don't
Nope.
believe so, no.
Okay, let's go through all of them then. Starting off with Talon Gen G, where we have a Gen G 2-1, maybe a little expected, maybe not, but yeah. So let's go right into it. Anyone have a starting off with opinion?
I only really remember the third map of this, and I'm pretty sure Genji fucking finger blasted them. Yeah, it was 13-3. Genji are really good at Pearl.
That is true.
There's the there's the extent of my point. No, but yeah, Texture and Karen and Munchkin and Ash are very good players. And Foxy9 is the GOAT because he doesn't like C9.
That's a really solid assessment. I just want to talk about map one a bit. I think Talent for incredible stuff, and especially their combos with Yoru, no, not Yoru, the Deadlock and the Teho that they showed. I think they were great. And this level of preparation, right? If they had similar level of preparations for the other maps, I think they would have stood a better chance because this shows elite stuff from Talent. This shows a very high ceiling, and they just couldn't play the maps to this level. Like they just weren't prepared. It seemed like they were lacking preparation. And Icebox that Pearl was atrocious. They also like JG also did activate and shit on Talent, but they lacked preparation on Icebox and Pearl. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah, I can agree with that, but also Talon have always been a very consistently inconsistent team, right? They have a very high skill ceiling, but also a very weak skill floor. We can see that perfectly in in this match where we have like a 13-3 pro, right? But then in the other game they went 13-6 on Haven, and it's just like this team can be very good, right? We've seen it that this team can be good, but it's also this team can be very bad. So you're never gonna know what you're gonna get out of Talent, which I think is Talent's biggest shortcoming. Because I mean, at least with other teams, like if you think of like BLG or Foot, they are at least consistently good, right? Like they're not gonna win anything ever, but they're gonna be able to get into the qualifications for like Toronto and stuff because they're always consistent. Whereas you look at Talent, they're having a bit of an inconsistency. I think it's gonna really bring into question if they can get into champs. Because I mean, it's great that you can beat a really good team or play against a very good team like from time to time, but if you're not gonna be able to win these like big games, are you really gonna be able to make an international event? That's my biggest wonder with talent.
I
think
haven't
it's
they
still
also like
competitive,
not
yeah.
won? Haven't they not won 2 games in a row in like a month?
Yeah, look at their history. Look at their history. It's just
Yeah,
green, red, green. It looks like a
like,
checkerboard. That's the funniest thing ever.
when was the last time they won twice in a row?
If you're counting only like
Off
officials,
season.
Yeah, not the off season.
Pacific Stage 2 when they beat DFM and RRQ.
King hell.
I can imagine a world where the schedule was swapped a bit and they played DRX first and DFM later. That's-
Also, they lose to, win to, lose to. Very consistently inconsistent. I mean, I can see great potential with this roster, right? Like, these are some really talented players, and so it's really nice to see this like all-Thai roster being represented, and they're playing well. But is there any of you that think that talent maybe might struggle for champs in going into the future of this, or you could
I
Yeah,
still, this is one of the favorites. Like I'd still put them top 5, right?
Mm.
Or top 6.
I
It's still one of the
don't
favorites to
know.
make it.
What about you,
I
Mekania?
think
I not a lot of things to say on this game. Genji was clearly the best team there. I think maybe they are back in Masters forms when they won Masters 1 year ago, and yet they was not that good on Haven. But then yeah, two games and they're back. So I don't know if they will be consistent. All the series, but now they are in the Masters, and that's anything that counts. And yeah, not a lot of things to say on this precise series.
Okay,
The gap was huge.
then let's move on then to DRX versus T1, the Masters Bangkok champions versus DRX, one of the favorites coming in, and DRX pretty much they won pretty badly. They won 13-5, 15, which was a really close
And
game.
both,
And sorry,
both maps
14
are
12.
really
Yeah, they were
ugly.
pretty close. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking about a different game. The different T1 game where they did not look so
Right?
convincing.
We'll talk about it later.
But
And
we'll say
let's
that.
talk about
Yeah,
okay, can we go to the Lotus?
we can go to the Lotus. Yes.
No, not the map. It's the
Yeah,
start
yeah,
sheet.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know what they're cooking with Meteor on Tejo. He did not look comfortable one, but he looked extremely uncomfortable. His neutral wasn't, on time. Okay, I think their thinking was, he just has to use his mollies and an exec and he can do his own thing, but it did not work out that way. He couldn't find any value with his neutral. I think he was better off on Viper. He's played Viper on maps before. He's played it on Split, pretty sure. Yeah, and I again they were uncomfortable and that's why they lost. And map 2 again, it was really close, but DRX looked like the better team. T1 did manage to pull off some rounds from them, but they did look like the better team. So
Yeah. I fully agree with that. I think that first of all, DRX played very well in this series. I felt like T1 didn't look that bad though, which is what I want to say is that in the series they looked like although they lost, they didn't look like a complete terrible team. And then you would, if you saw this game, you would have some sort of hopes that they could make Toronto with this, right?
Yeah.
No, obviously they didn't, and we can say that for later. But there wasn't any worrying signs about T1 from this game, I would say.
T1 did better
Yeah.
than what I thought they would do, but maybe that's Estrella that is not that good, maybe, and yet, yeah, nothing much more to say. They just bypass my expectation, but at the end of the day, it's still a 2-0.
That is true.
I think it's fine since Astra is IGLing. Again, I don't expect the IGLs to frag that much. Like, I know it's still like a fragging IGL meta. Most good IGLs are fragging, but I think Astra can pull his own weight. He is a good shooter, and if you're shooting being affected while you're IGLing, I think that's fine. The decision making from him in this game was pretty good. I think the IGL was also fine, but it also led to a lot of fights, right? You didn't see a lot of good macro with this comp, especially, right? The one that DRX running, the old Fnatic comp. You need really good macro to, gain value out of this comp. They didn't have that. They often just I guess both teams just like fighting, and they ended up in a lot of fights for no reason. And I wasn't a big fan of Estra's call. Like he had good calls, but it's not how I would like this map to be called.
Do you sorry, this is a little bit unrelated, but do you guys think there's something about T1 picking up Tejo and starting to lean into it and then falling off? Do you think there's something to
I mean,
be analysed about that?
for
Because
me, they didn't always start off right. They started slowly picking up Tejo throughout the season, but that's just because like they were finding that much success on double duelists. I would say. I think you can play double duelists, but like in the end of the day, Tejo is one of the strongest agents, and it was sort of catching up to them. I would, at least from my belief, right? Like they were finding issues with their comps, especially like they were running really weird ones, like the Reyna one on Icebox.
yeah, oh that
Yeah.
fucking icebox bro.
Yeah, and it was just like it was clear that T1 had some issues with the roles and like the meta and stuff. So I think that it was a good decision to pick up Tejo, but it's obviously like not for them particularly. If you look at like the fact that they're having Meteor play him on like Lotus and stuff, he looks super uncomfortable. And I definitely do believe that
Yeah.
that's why T1 like fell down a bit. But that's also like even if they played double duelers, I don't think they would have been looking much better.
So do you think their fall off was kind of inevitable just because they can't really
Yeah,
hang in terms of their Teo usage?
yeah, I feel like they can't really
Yeah.
adapt to this new meta. I mean, you see some teams like rarely pick like um Tejo, but like the only ones that I think are like sort of competent with it are like 100 Thieves, which is coming to my main right now. And even 100 Thieves, they didn't make any like big splashes in like playoffs and stuff. So yeah,
Hey, they nearly beat G2
they nearly beat G2.
in their worst form entire season, but ignore that. But yeah, I mean, it was a relatively close game. Both maps went to OT. I think DRX are just. I think they're also. Well, I was about to say they're a more experienced squad, but looking at it, fucking,
Yo, this
it's just Waka.
yeah.
Fucking.
I do
Win
want
versus
Um,
Genji?
I will move on, but I do want to quickly comment on Estrella. I said once like earlier before, like if Estrella would be this fragging IGL like he did in the first few series, or if it would fall off into like this more like less frag, like not less frag, but like just like in general fragging less, right? And it turns out he seems to be the latter. He doesn't seem to be a fragging IGL, at least from what I can see, like in these recent games. So, which isn't really a negative. It's just like, is a bit of a contrast to how he first showed up. But then again, I think he was playing against some farmers like G or something.
yeah, I was never like super impressed with him on RRQ, bragging wise or calling wise, but I never thought he was just like. I never thought he was egregiously bad, so I think it's about what I expected from
Yeah.
He's
from
never a
what we saw
standout
in his
player
time
in
on
our
RRQ.
RRQ.
Okay. Let's move on then to the next game, which is Genji versus. No, it's not. Oh, or do we talk about Genji or do we talk about Talon?
I'm talking about Boom
Uh,
Genji. Talent not sure happened yesterday, right? So we can talk about Genji goal first.
Okay, sure. We can go for Genji then. Genji Boom. Where Genji versus Boom. Boom, obviously the number 1 seed coming in, and they got utterly destroyed. I
I
mean,
don't like to say this often, especially when the game is this developed. This was a guide. They
this
were winning
was a
all their
kind of
fights. It was one
first.
classic example of a
Yeah.
guide.
First of all, what I want to comment on in general is that when we look at this, we look at the first seeds. They are all losing, man. Besides RRQ DRX, which we'll talk about later, all these first seeds are like throwing or I don't know. They're all losing. Boom versus Genji. Boom loses. If you look at it on the CN side, Billy lose to Wolves. Edward lose to ZLG, XLG. And if you look at Americas, Crew lose as first seed and G2 lose as first seed. So I want to bring into the question: is this
Wait.
first seed actually that desirable, and is it good to finish off the first seed? Because I mean, we're looking at these historically, right? If we're just looking at teams that have a bye and teams that don't have a bye, although these teams have more time to prepare, the teams over here, they get to play a day before. They get to warm up on the stage. And when we've seen teams warm up on the stage, we've seen them come in a lot stronger. Like, I want to bring up a very specific example, such as in Champions 2024 Heretics. They played Leviathan, I think it was, in like the lower finals. And they come into the first map, what do? They utterly destroy EDG on their map pick. EDG did not look confident. EDG didn't feel like they could play well. Like, they weren't really shooting. And I feel like that's a lot to do with, like, your stage confidence and the fact that you haven't played in a while versus a team that just played the day before and they're feeling like really comfortable on the stage. And if you look at the rest of the series, right, EG sort of came back to themselves. So
I just think it's
Ye-
because of randomness. To be fair, I don't get why having 1 day less to prepare, 1 day more to prepare, 1 day more to wait, give you so much a disadvantage. I understand that when you won one game, you are on fire and you are ready to play the second game. This is true. This is I fully agree with that. But you have a team that can take more time to prepare. I just think sometimes in statistics there are just things that happen and weird things that happen. This game, I don't think I think you can replay this series every time, and not every time Genji will have win, but almost. Yeah, the real problem there is Boom Esport make a huge emphasis on picking Ascent. They picking Ascent a lot, and they were not punished by that. And it was bound to happen because when you pick Ascent, there are always a moment where you are getting snowballed on the Ascent and getting totally destroyed. And that's exactly what did happen against Genji. They went 0-12 in defense against Genji, in attack phase against Genji when Genji was in defense. They was totally stomped, and this is because of Ascent again. And what did happen when they switch side? Boom Esport wins the 6th first round. So again, this is totally the kind of game that if it was Genji that would have started in attack, maybe this game would have been won by Boom. But Boom Esport, again, choose to pick Ascent. And you should never pick Ascent because you take too many risks on that. This is your map pick. You need to be confident to win this map pick. And when you pick Ascent, you never can be confident to pick this map pick. This is not a seed 1 curse. This is just the fact that the seed 1 is always... there are only 5 games. And you are seed 1. Sometimes 4. And for example, if you take China, where it's happening twice, we saw that EDG was shaking. We also saw that XLG was a better team than BLG that shows sign of inconsistency. Boom Esport, we show it was also bound to happen. And I think in Americas, it's happening. It did happen twice, I think.
yeah, in America's happened
Yeah,
twice.
but I think MIBR were the better team in crew, and I think Sen did a lot of anti on G2. So I don't think the curse is real. I think it's all just coincidence.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So no, I just think this game in particular is the worst example to discuss because the lose is obviously because the poor choice of map pool and picking Ascent for Boom Esport.
Okay, that's fair. Any other comments about this game?
You mentioned teams should opt in for going for the first seed if it gives them a disadvantage. I don't think it gives them any disadvantage. You win one game of qualifying, and you losing, I think that just shows how close the teams really are, right? It's not. I don't care was the first seed they won. I think we're just cherry picking our samples when we say first seed is not beneficial. Teams are just really close, and often the first seed teams, it's easy to not. It's not easy to understand, but they get understated more often, right? Their stuff gets copied by tier 2 teams, and tier 2 teams end up playing in scrims, and so it's just teams are really close, and understating helps a lot. So I think we are just cherry picking our samples. I think you should always go for the first seed. One game and you've qualified.
Yeah. I think you should always go for the first seed. I was just wondering if you think it's actually like beneficial.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I think
think
it is
it's totally
beneficial.
beneficial.
Yeah.
You have the full week to anti-strat the two teams you can play against, while the two teams will spend all their own week to anti-strat their direct opponent. So no, it's fully beneficial. And to make a perfect transition, I think the second game RRQ versus DRX is a perfect example of that, because I don't think RRQ would have won this game if they were not first seed. What do you think, Nat?
Oh, that's what a great transition. What I would say is that I think there can be some argument in that, and saying that RQ really like made a good time with that with the time they had to be as first seed to against DRX. I thought that they looked really confident in this coming into the series. Like all their strategies and macro was really on point. I really liked how they did. Jamkin went insane for the team as well. Yeah, so I don't know how much you can credit RQ, as in like if they didn't have this prep, right? So I wouldn't know if you swapped their positions around, but I would say that the prep helped them at the very least, and that if they didn't have this prep, it would have been it could have sided with the RX.
I believe they had the total control of the map because they almost beat DRX on Fracture. Maybe they knew that DRX would have picked Fracture, and maybe they just have Scream Fracture all the week and almost beat them. It was really close. They didn't do it at the end, but they didn't. Then Icebox, they totally stomped them on Icebox. They knew what they're doing. I usually say that picking Icebox is a little bit shaky. It's way less than Ascent, that is the king of this kind of map you shouldn't pick. But they pick Icebox and they did really good on them. And then Lotus, close game. Again, it was a coin flip. And yeah, I really believe that DRX is a better team on both Lotus and Fracture, but ARQ just have the total preparation and yes. Kings was amazing and they won, and well played to them.
So
Listen, I just want to mention specifically on Lotus. You see, we've been seeing a lot more Yoru, right? And when I talk about Yoru tech on this map, I think it's RRQ and G2, the two best teams in the world, with the way they use the Yoru worlds and combo it with the other U2. The way RRQ does it, it's like perfectly timed. You start your Yoru world at B main, you clear most of the area at waterfall, then you perfectly go this. You perfectly go to C backside, wait for a stun. It's exactly like how J2 did it, and it's in some cases even better. I just like the Eurotech a lot on this map. And they have I think this will be in Lotus internationally. I would not pick this map against RRQ. I think most teams should plan on avoiding this map, especially when EMEA is. I'd say EMEA in terms of Lotus is generally a weaker region. So if any of the EMEA teams play RRQ and Lotus, I think they will lose.
that's a spicy taking EMEA as a weaker region while talking
Okay,
to
no.
That might-
Okay, not a weaker
23
region.
EMEA
Not a weaker
fans.
region. Okay, no. I think I said that wrong. I meant a weaker. They have a weaker. What do you call it? Lotus.
Oh, that's fair.
I think.
Yeah.
I think EMEA, as it stands right now, if Fnatic qualify, because I think Fnatic looked really good. Team Heretics are back to their old form. Even if Fnatic didn't beat Team Heretics, they still look good. Team Liquid is also looking good. I wouldn't say they're the weakest team, but the stuff that I've seen on Lotus so far on EMEA, it's just again wrong region. I'm just saying if RRQ should be one of the best teams in the world on Lotus from the stuff I'm seeing with them.
I think that's a pretty fair take overall. I would
I'm
say
trying
that
to think.
I would say that Fnatic looked pretty good on Lotus, but like as a whole for
Yeah.
EMEA, I would agree that generally their average is weaker than the other teams. Whereas for RRQ being the best on Lotus, I would bring into a question into that, but they do look really confident on this map, and I do agree that their macro looks good. And Jenkim is insane, like just insane player.
Yeah. In terms of internationally, I would probably have G2 up in terms of the Lotus, but I'm trying to think of other teams with really good Lotuses, and it's just G2 and then Fnatic or Heretics that are coming to mind.
Really, I think.
Unless
I think MIB okay, wrong region, but G2 Lotus. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
I was thinking of other teams. MIB have a decent Lotus too. Again, wrong region, wrong maps.
Yeah. Okay, but we're getting a little sidetracked. Let's go back right
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
lower finals where Talent versus Nongxin. And Talent beat Nongxin. The Nongxin prep did not come in clutch. They stuck Danby on the Neon and the Yoru. And I thought that overall, Danby's Yoru, it was okay, but I don't think he looks that comfortable on it overall, in my opinion. I think that he's still a bit of a Neon one trick in my opinion, and overall, I felt Talent deserved this win, even though they're a little bit inconsistent.
Yeah.
They looked really good, I would say, on this series.
I think we talk about Talent
Yeah.
being consistent. I think RRQ is the most consistent team. I think nothing has changed about them since their Ascension Grand Finals. They play the exact same comps, exact same setups. Okay, not exact same setups. They have changed a bit of stuff, but their idea of on how to approach map remains the same. They broke and prod and then hit with the neon, where whatever they deem to be the weaker side. And I think it's just been figured out in most maps. They still have a solid Pearl because RQ are not RQ. Thailand are shit at Pearl, but they've been figured out. They going into split 2, they need to change a lot of stuff. Like if they want to hit top 8, because in their group, I think they've innovated the least. They've stayed where they are, and if they want to get top 4 in the group, they might have. It'll be a struggle for them because that's the goal, right? Top 4 if they want to make Ascension. So if they don't change a lot, change their stuff, if they're still playing Neon, I don't think they'll get top 4 in the group.
Yeah, I can. I don't think
Ah.
Notion or Boom might make top 4 in Pacific. I don't know how hard of a take it is, but
I think-
looking at their form right now, I mean, even if you consider like the like if you think of like Nongshin in the Ascension Finals, and if you think of like Boom in like the stage 1, I mean, I don't think they're good enough. Honestly, Pacific is a really tough region where it's super competitive at the top side, and I think there's too many good teams for these teams to get the top 4.
I think Nongshim will continue to improve, and I'm not fully sure about Talon being better than Nongshim. I think with the composition and the fact that Ascent was the last map, and the fact Nongshim started in attack in Ascent, I'm not sure if you swap and you make Talon start in attack on Ascent. Not fully sure with a 2 Sentinel team, maybe they could just be snowballed as many teams did snowballed before. So yeah, I think it was a little bit a 50-50 game that was won by Talon. And also Nongshim is is the younger squad in all VCT, I think. So yeah, one split more. It was their first real split in pro play. And yes, in split 2, I definitely think they can make a top 4.
Yeah, I mean,
they'll have to change a lot of stuff. That's just
I would
they
agree.
can't play Neon.
Yeah.
I think that if we really want Longshin in the top 4, I think Danby needs to change. I mean,
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
listen,
Danby's
a bit of a
he's been
neon merchant, isn't he? I think if
Danby
they
neon
keep
merchant
pushing this
is
Yoru, I don't like his Yoru right now. He played okay, like stats wise, but I wasn't too impressed by the utility he used. I wasn't too impressed by like the entries and stuff. But I am giving him a tough time because it's Ascent, right?
I will be Nongshim. I would just see a lot of game of Team Heretics because Team Heretics not have the same problem, but they have a player that is really good on Neon. So you can say, oh, Neon work on this map. Oh, Neon work on this map. So we can continue to play Neon on this map because Danby is really good with Neon. And on the map where Neon isn't playable, just watch even more games on Team Heretics to see what Mini Boot does, what does he pick, and try to replicate that with Danby because I think their profile might be a little bit close.
I can agree with that comp-wise, but I disagree with the fact that I don't think Nongshin are a team that play like Heretics, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah, you're
yeah.
right.
They play quite
Yeah.
differently, so
Oh.
yeah.
I would also just like to bring up. I feel like Persia has also like really fallen off in terms of from Ascension to Tier 1. It feels like he just hasn't been performing as well as he was in Tier 2. Because I remember watching Pacific Ascension and Persia was just a fucking he was a unit. He was a fucking demon. But then and I think he was alright at kickoff, but since
Ah.
stage 1, it feels like he's just been off. Oh, that was a show match.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
he's the top-rated player in actual Ascension.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1.26, and then you go to like current Nongshin. He's just dropping like okay numbers. Even then, like it's like middle of the pack,
Yeah,
I guess.
Do you know who I feel like has eaten a fucking brick in terms of performance? Well, Margaret.
Yeah, I can agree with
I
that.
thought he was amazing in Ascension as well, but fucking
I think he played.
I can't remember one like good performance from him this year.
No, I
For Margaret?
I disagree. I disagree. I think
Last series was amazing. Last series was amazing.
I think his group stage.
Not this one,
was-
but
his group stage. Yeah, his group stage was good.
Yeah, it's, like, especially his Pearl against my God, not Pearl, but like the entire game against Data Division, he was incredible. They won that game because of him.
Yeah. If you look at his playoff stats, he's on the bottom side. So I agree that on his playoffs he looks a little worse, but I think he played well just throughout, like in stage 1.
That's what
in
happens when
playoff
you
he
play
plays
strong
only one
opposition.
series, so you don't have a lot of sample size. It's only 3 games.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
No, it was
Uh,
great. I remember last episode. I don't remember what game it was, but I remember having insane scores and Kinda carried this team, but I think it wasn't enough or something like that. And yeah, no, it was great.
Let's move on to the next one then, which is T1 versus Paper X. Masters Bangkok champions versus the bottom of the barrel.
Versus
And
Eternal
I
second
gotta,
place.
man, the hatred is strong. Bottom of the barrel is crazy.
listen, you look at PRX right before they beat T1, okay? Look at
Yeah.
this.
This is
and
the
I'm
most
looking-
fraudulent playoffs qualification I've ever seen. They should have lost to DFM. Bring up this fucking DFM game.
Like,
But we did.
they barely
This
beat
fucking
DFM.
girl.
They
This-
they
this-
crawled across DFM match, right? And then against G, who do not even have a head coach anymore. I mean, it was really tragic before they beat T1. And then this T1 game.
Also, look at their fracture. Look at fracture.
Yeah, after
What
fracture,
the fuck is this?
After fracture,
it was Paper X map pick, and they got roll stomp 13-3. I was like, okay, this is over. And then next map was obviously Ascent, and you should not pick Ascent. And what did the Paper X did? Roll stomp T1 on Ascent. So I was
they
like,
won 5 on
okay,
attack.
it was just what?
They won 5 in a row on attack. They didn't
Yeah,
lose
but
an attacking.
Sure, but it's way more easier to win in attack when you roll stomp the defense phase. You are the mindset is good. You know, you are all your team is in positive. You are good. You're ready to just play attack. You are big mindset. You know, and the attack in second phase is easiest to do the attack in first phase. You know, so yeah, they just roll stomp T1, and I was like, yeah, it's Ascent. We don't care. Next game is Lotus. It's a normal map, and T1 will just stomp them. But no, it gives them the confidence they need to stomp T1 and just pass. And let's be honest, I think if T1 did pick anything else than Ascent, T1 would have win 2-0 this matchup. It will be over for PRX, and yet they will be probably out now, and it gives them the momentum. On the 2 last map, they lost 6 rounds on the 2 last map. So yeah,
Matheteer sitting here
I call it momentum.
as he watches his team get shaved on for winning. But what I want to talk about first of all, this was, I mean, you look at Fracture. I remember I saw it all on VLR. The Jong threads everywhere. The T1 are so back. Oh my gosh, T1. They're gonna win. They're gonna win Toronto. They're gonna go back to back. Meteor, the greatest player of all time. I saw it all. And then you watch Ascent. But then I can excuse Ascent. Ascent. Anyone can lose. Okay, you pick Ascent. It's okay. And Lotus was just as tragic. And I think that, first of all,
Yeah.
Jing might be back. Okay, I don't know.
Ma-
Bro,
I feel like I've been fucking psyoped. I don't think Jing's been playing bad the whole fucking split. I think he's been the best player on paper. Something's been fucking
He has been.
atrocious. I don't know why
Okay,
I don't know why the fuck everyone's talking about Jing. Jing's fine. What the fuck is going on with something? Go Fracture. Go to
no,
Fracture.
but like,
agent
no, but
fair.
like, I'm talking about like from like 2023, he was like the best race player in the world, right? And then in 2024 to 2025, he's sort of like been like this okay player, you know? He has an inflexible agent pool, but like he can play well. But he's normally around like 1 KD. He's been playing fucking insane in these playoffs, and he's been flexing around a bit as well, hopping on like the Omen and stuff. I just think he looks so back.
Okay, T1 did win, but they should have picked Pearl. When I saw the Ascent, I was really surprised because Paper X looked good on Ascent and T1 did not. And did T1 even delay Ascent? Like they played one map pretty sure, just Ascent.
He won.
Anyway, they
Yeah.
thought, I'm assuming T1 thought, they studied the Paper X Ascent before this and they thought they had the tape to, beat them, but obviously didn't work out. They should have picked Pearl. If T1 really wanted to win, I don't know why they didn't pick Pearl. And also, something's Agent Kong, not Agent Kong. His the agents that he's picking, they're awful lot like what's his name, Jemkin. Like exact same duelist, exact same controller, the Brimstone.
Well,
Yeah, and I see it.
This to me raises the question. You bring out something, but when he doesn't play Brimstone, he's really good. And every time he plays Brimstone, he's bad. So maybe that raises the question: how do you fix the role issues on Paper X?
I think they fixed the role
Um,
issues. I think something on Brimstone. I think the idea behind it was good. Stick your aimer on the Brimstone. He plays the smokes and plays. They just had bad something. I'd say he had an off map this, like particularly this map, because he was just getting aim drift time and time again. He wasn't winning his gunfights. I don't think there was a Brimstone issue. It wasn't like he was getting caught out with Util and Zap, or he was scrolling around the Zap and he didn't get shot. He just couldn't win gunfights.
Am I?
And I
Can you
think that's
name
the
one
issue.
Brimstone games? Can you name one Brimstone games where he's in positives?
well, he wasn't he
He's
positive
played one
against Boom.
Brimstone game to begin with. At this point, he's only played one Brimstone game.
Wait, no, he played it
No.
against Boom today.
Yeah, I
Look,
think
And he
did
was in
fine. I
negative.
mean,
Yeah,
no,
yeah. Okay, he went -1, but that's fine. -1,
Okay,
that doesn't
listen,
count.
listen. Am I crazy for wanting Jing on Brimstone, something on Raze? Am I crazy for saying that?
Something
I
raised.
think it's
I
crazy.
don't know about that.
His race isn't
Oh, yeah,
that
he
bad,
used
and
to be a race.
I thought Jing looked really good on Brimstone when they played him on Fracture.
Couldn't Forsaken play smoke?
At one point in time, yes, he played like Omen on Split, but
They're just playing musical chairs.
Yeah, and he
Jing
played
Just
Omen
control-
on.
Jing played 2 games on Brimstone and he has a 1.7 rating. Jeez, okay. But I thought his Brimstone was pretty good. Like if I
It was
remember
against,
back, I forgot.
It was against Boom.
But
Boom map one.
Yes.
Maybe
yes.
we should stop this
No,
debate
that's
because
right.
they are no Brimstone map on the next map pool.
That is true because
Oh
Fracture's
yeah,
going down.
Fracture's out.
Yeah.
Wait, are they
Yeah.
not bringing
Okay,
Bind?
Problem
No,
solved.
not bringing Bind back.
Wait,
Oh, this is fine.
is that gonna be for Toronto? Toronto does it have Sunset in the pool?
No,
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 no, no. They will be
don't.
for Toronto, but
It's fine.
Oh,
let's
Paper
be
X
honest.
is
I'm not
declared,
gonna
they can
spoil
pick up-
my next pick, but yeah,
Yeah.
just go next to
That's-
the next map. We will talk this
Okay,
issue
okay.
soon enough.
Okay, DRX versus Talon then.
Ooh, DRX talent. I mean, Frost versus Tilly. 13-4 on Talon's map pick. I mean, it was Icebox, so it was kind of the snowball idea that you're going with. They just fucking destroyed them on attack. 9-3 half. Yeah, I think DRX they had a bit of a recovery after losing to RRQ, and then just shat on them on Icebox, and then Fracture fucking. Yeah, I thought Fracture was decent. They also lost Fracture and OT to RRQ, and then they did get taken to OT by Talon here. So, are we thinking DRX Fracture is as good as they seem to think it is. Because they've picked it twice in a row now.
Yeah, maybe
they can
that's
wake
not
up,
their
but-
best map. Maybe you're right.
But okay, here's the thing. This is specifically with the DRX coach. What's his name again? I forgot. That's
Derby.
Yeah, Derby. He always picks fracture. I don't know why. He's been picking whenever he can pick fracture, he does pick fracture. He's been doing that since 2023. And even when the opponent has a good, he's just really confident in his fracture. Even if the opponent is better, like he still picks fracture.
I
They did it in
remember he picked
2023 against
Fracture
EG.
versus. Yeah, they picked it versus EG for some reason.
Okay, they didn't pick it. They float. They didn't ban it. They floated it against EG.
Oh right, yeah, no.
Thing is, Turney, I think he's overconfident in his fracture, and that's why he just floats it or picks it every single time. I think they will get punished on it soon enough. And we saw a bit of bit of good stuff from the Vele, but it's not something it can be replicated with a Raze or a Neon. So it wasn't that good. And you're just better off playing a Raze or Neon at that point.
I hate Waylay. Shit agent.
Yeah.
Shit
It's
character.
it's just Jet. It's just Jet, but worse.
I don't know why anyone would want to pick up this air character. There's only been one team that I've been any sort of impressment by, and that is Team Liquid. Every other Waylay I've seen is uncreative and it's just like the only reason you'd pick Waylay is if you want to surprise your opponent, because it's like, oh, we pick an agent that you don't know, you might feel a little bit uncomfortable. But like none of them play Waylay in a way that's like making you feel uncomfortable. They all play them like Jet. And it's like, if you're all gonna play them like Jet, why are you even playing Waylay?
Yeah, I think Waylay is not that a trash agent. I have not idea. No, I don't have a lot of strong ideas on Waylay. I just need more time, need more team to make some tests on it. But you are right. Nobody knows what to do with this agent yet. But maybe in the future we don't know. Maybe team will find strategy that nobody thought about, and the agent will just have their map.
Yeah, maybe.
Also, I think Waylay is an agent that like when you play double smoke, because when you play double smoke, you have more opportunities to give a landing smoke to Waylays, which is what she might need, because the landing smoke allow you to go really far and just pinch your opponent. And with the nerf of Tejo, it's also an indirect nerf to breach, and an indirect nerf to breach is a up double controller composition. So this is kinda an indirect up for Waylay. So maybe we'll see more interesting things with that. Not sure, but it's a possibility.
Although, would you not think that Raze would just be the better option even within double controller? But she can kind of cover the same distance that Waylay does, but obviously she has the boombot and the nade, which are just better utility than Waylay's entire kit.
I still think Yoru is the best controller for double controller. The best duelist for double controller compositions.
I'm mixed because
Can we view the G2 comp from 2024 on Haven? G2 Haven on 2024.
G2 Haven.
Yeah. Again, they weren't good at Haven. But I feel like they had one of the they had a really good idea with their comp. They just couldn't pull it out. But just check any of the maps. No, 2024, last year.
2024. Oh, okay. You play Haven, yes.
Right. Okay. Now, okay, this is a bad example. They lost 3 and 13. But this comp that they're running, the Killjoy, Soba, Omen, Viper, Yoru. I think now you'll run Vice instead of Killjoy, but I think this could be a really solid comp. Also for Soba, you run a Fade.
Are you talking about
Because
Fraction?
okay, I can understand that.
I think on every single map, not every single map, but on maps like Split, Lotus, I think you can run this comp very well. where you have
If you
Viper
are
and Omen.
afraid of not having enough splash, you can even switch the Killjoy for a Vice.
No, that's what she was saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You use
Oh,
Killjoy
yeah.
for Vice instead of Killjoy. And I think this
Okay,
is solid
yeah.
comp which teams can run.
I think that's pretty.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Right,
But to answer your question, I think Raze is really good in close map, and maybe in long map, a long range map. Yeah, you need maybe something that is a little bit more like a jet. And I think the rollback of Waylay is also really good because sometimes with jet you double shell in and you find yourself in an horrible position and you just get destroyed. And if that's happened with Waylay, it's okay, you have your second chance, you just have to press one button and you are back where you were and you are still alive, and this can make the cut. So this is an agent that have strength that is hard to evaluate while pro player doesn't know how to play them correctly. So I really don't know about Wheelie. That's too soon to judge.
Right.
Also, I think the one way they can buff Vele is reduce the pullout time from when you dash and you equip the gun. But I think that also makes Vele really annoying. Kind of like a similar issue we had with Neon. It won't make her good, but it would make her annoying. You know, she could be a menace in rank, but not good in pro play. And it'll be a tough agent to balance.
Alright, then let's move
Yeah.
on to Boom PRX, where Boom continue on their looking a little fraudulent, I would say, but going on
Yeah.
to a 0-2 against Paper Rex, where the Paper Rex look back. The Paper Rex fans are all hyped together. Apologies to Jing all around. I see. Yeah. I mean, walk me through it, Mathematiro. This is your team.
We
Which
think 2023 Jing is back. I think Jing is looking like his elite self again. He looks like one of the best race players in the world. Partman had an incredible map. He's winning. He's getting crucial kills when he needs to. You know, I think Partman still has an issue where he over pushes a lot. But I think they're letting him, like PaperX is letting him over push, letting him play more freely and accommodating him. I think something also, you know, the Brimstone looked good now. He had more than one kill. Could you look at that? Forcing. I still don't like the double duelist idea. I think it can still be punished in a lot of ways, but it's a step in the right direction. I think you can easily, with this, they've officially solved all their role issues because you can just swap the Forsaken, put him on a Teho or Sky or Fade or any other agent. And they can just change the fracture to if they really needed to. I think they're on the right track. You know, next map, next game against DRX. I'm not saying they'll win, but they have a really good chance. And also about Lotus, I have never seen PaperX look this good on any map before. Like I'd say like 2023 Pearl, but apart from that, there's Lotus this year is looking incredible. I think they figured out the perfect combination with something and Jing, the way something hopping and Jing entering. I think they've found the right balance for that. Something is again more comfortable on Yuru than he was ever before. I think we're primed for success. We might make it to Toronto. You know, the tracks are being laid, the coal is being shoved. You know, it's looking good.
Alright, let me go to our resident PRX doubter, fraudulent runs caller. Kid, what do you think about this series?
I think I don't know why I'm the resident Paper X hater. I used to be a Paper X player, but fucking
I mean, all we hear from you is
no, I
Luke Run, so
no, but I think Lotus. I do think Paper X are actually very good at the Lotus. I mean, Jing is just a fucking psychopath. It just sends it every time, and I think something having Jing there with him to actually like fucking just send it at people on the raise, I think that kind of makes him more comfortable on the Yoru, and I think it actually lets him perform a bit. And then the other three are obviously good fraggers; they can like back that up. And I think with Fracture as well, I think Boom just fucking mentally they were gone. They I think all the players on Boom kind of just looked off this game. Like Dawson famous at us like not a generational stinker, but Famous was clearly like not comfortable at any point in this game.
Yeah, I definitely have a strong opinion about this game. I just think this series is just a question of momentum. You've got teams that just lose and kinda have their mental maybe a little bit destroyed, and a team that is fully in confidence, that just won 2 maps in a row and hard stomping their opponents. And yeah, I just think PRX with the confidence is such a good team. But you just need to lose one map and this confidence will disappear. And if this confidence will disappear, they will not be a good team anymore and they will just continue to being bad. So yeah, maybe this is the transition to the next game. That's if you have something to say about this series before we go to DRX PaperX, because
I just want to say that for the series, I think Paper X looked incredible. I think that they look much better than they did in stage 1. I don't think that like anyone can disagree with that. I think that it was a huge improvement from what we've seen. But I also agree that if they crumble under the pressure, if that confidence does get blown away, I really wonder how they hold up with that. But as of now, I can definitely see them taking a chance and beating DRX. But I still would favor DRX over here in this series.
yeah, I think this is a real question. Can DRX stop the momentum of PaperX? If they won one map, I think it might be over for PaperX and they will win the other one, depending on the map pool, depending on anything. But I really think DRX is really favored there. But if PaperX just wins their first map and the momentum is still here, then DRX will be in trouble. To me, it's a 65-35 for DRX. And I hope PRX can, but PRX just
a
win.
question. How do you pick? Like, who will get to pick their map first here? Will it be DRX because they had a higher seeding in their group?
Huh?
I'm just asking who will pick the map first. Who will ban the map first here in
I
defense?
think isn't it like random? Like they leave it up.
Yeah, isn't it coin flip
Yeah.
on who's
It's
team
coin
A
flip?
and who's team B?
And
Yeah,
team
I
A
think
and team
so.
B, they can pick what side they want.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Alright, if DRX pick Fracture a third time in a row, if DRX pick Fracture, I think PaperX are gonna win. I think DRX are the better team and they should win, but I know it in my heart they're gonna fucking they're gonna lose the mental game. They're gonna pick Fracture, they're gonna lose it like 15-13, and then the second map they're just gonna get fucking anally fisted.
That's I'm thinking DRX ban Pearl, PaperX ban Haven. Then I'm assuming DRX would pick Fracture. They've looked good so far. PaperX would pick Lotus, I'm assuming. They'd ban
Yeah,
Icebox. PaperX ban Icebox. DRX ban. I don't think they'll ban Ascent. I think we'll get Ascent map 3. I think we're looking at Fracture, Lotus, and Ascent.
If that happens, the teams that will start in defense will have a huge advantage, and maybe will be the decider of the BO. Who will start in defense on
if that's the map veto, we're not going to Ascent. PaperX is gonna win Fracture in overtime and then fucking like 13-3 them on Lotus.
Or they can pick Icebox instead of DRS like we don't have to pick Fracture anymore. We can pick Icebox. If they figure that out, they pick Icebox. Then I'm assuming PaperX would still pick the Lotus. But I think we similar map. You go Icebox, Lotus, and then Ascent. I don't think either team will ban Ascent. They're both floated. They're both somewhat confident in their Ascent, and both of them do have good Ascents.
So Nats, what's
Yeah,
your prediction for this game? Who is gonna win?
DRX. I'm sticking with DRX.
So yeah,
I'm gonna pred PaperX.
Let's
oh, so it's
Yeah.
a 2 versus 2. Okay, interesting. To be fair, I would prefer that PaperX win than DRX. I think Success Stasia is kinda in crisis and they need win to just be back. And if we have win of RRQ, if we have win of PaperX, the hype in Success Stasia will come back, and the region really need it, while Korea just don't. And I just don't want to see Korea just dominate. But yeah, I just think DRX will win.
the narrative that Korea is just that much better than South Asia was greatly exaggerated.
Oh,
This
100%.
Yeah.
I think kickoff
I
was just
mean,
a brutal format which didn't allow Southeast Asian teams to progress forward, but it improved a lot. They've I think which is because of the format, the Korean teams are able to go a lot further because of the double elimination format. In
I
split
think
five,
it's
we
Um,
saw
just
both teams dominate equally, like both regions,
uh, uh,
both sides.
I'm talking
personally,
about Southeast Asia having a downfall because I have the Premier
I don't think that
statistics
downfall is greatly
and
exaggerated. I don't think that ever was happening. Even in Champions
Oh, yeah.
League, you're right.
I'm not saying that it's a downfall in terms of level in pro player. I'm saying more it's a downfall in terms of grassroots because the number of
Okay,
Premier team in Southeast Asia have a diminution going lower. Also because they are not the six tier 2 league where everyone was alone and now they are full mixed in a full league. I don't think this is that bad, but I think we should have a tier 3 for Southeast Asia, of course. And yet, this is the region that show one of the biggest diminution in terms of team with North America, and this is pretty alarming, and that's why I want to see Southeast Asian team win.
I think Southeast Asia could have both
Yeah.
had good spot. The worst part is in Japan. I think Japan is
Oh
good.
yeah.
Oh, Japan,
Fans.
yeah.
No, it's pretty stable in
Just-
Japan. They are just not winning anything, but their number of Premier team is consistent, so I'm not afraid for the future of Japan.
I just think
Yeah.
that
No, I think
there's
the
not enough. Can I go first?
oh good, yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So I just want to say that if the passion, I think the passion of Japan is there, but if they continue to keep losing, then I think it will fall off eventually.
No. I just saw Japan losing continually every years and every years and every years on League of Legends, and the passion was every year a little bit higher. So no. I'm confident in Japan to keep being high even if they don't win that much. I would really hope if they are a win of a Japanese team, it will be amazing. The number of Premier team will surely double, but if it's not happening, I don't think it will fall that high.
Okay, Nike, do you want to say something?
I was just gonna go back to the Southeast Asia point. I think the reason the narrative sprung up is because Team Secret are the actual worst team in franchising.
Oh.
So we say that
Really, I think Team
Yeah.
Secret beat Fuji and Furia. Is that crazy?
I
What
don't
you
think
say?
they beat 2G. They might beat Furia.
I think
They might beat Koi.
I think no,
I don't think they beat
I don't
all
think they'll
gamers.
beat Koi. I think Koi are decently well off. The teams
I
see,
think 2G is okay.
I think Furia, Team Secret, and AG are the teams you're looking at fighting off for the
I
first
think
spot.
I think AG would beat them. I think all gamers
Yeah.
would beat them.
I don't think all games
What?
is beating
No,
them.
I think Outgamer has the worst team in the city
Like,
actually.
why
Only
would
Nah.
way
you
all
say
gamers
all
beat.
gamers? They do not look good.
Because it's funny.
No, listen,
They
the only way all
they
gamers
went.
beat Secret is they put out
I
all
think
the gamers, right? It's a 10v5 and it's a fist fight. That's the
I
only
just
way they
remembered.
beat them.
No, never mind. Koi had 0 map wins until the Apex series.
Yeah.
No, they beat
What,
Gentle
they
Mates.
Apex?
I mean, not what's it? No, sorry. I'm thinking about Gentlemates, not
Oh,
Apex.
what?
Yeah. They beat Mate, which was just fucking like,
Oh, it was the first
bro,
time they
what
won the
happened
map.
to? Yeah. Well, they won the series.
Yeah, they won.
It was the first series they won all year.
Yeah, because I mean,
What the fuck is going on with Gentle Mates, man?
Bolo was crazy.
Oh,
And then nothing.
Yeah, beat Liquid and then just decided to fucking clock out for the rest of the season. Fuck off.
I want to retire what I did say about all gamers. They were in the best group in China, so maybe I'm a little bit too harsh with them.
Yeah, they did also. Who did they lose to? Tyloo?
And that's
Yeah,
pretty
no,
bad. That's pretty bad.
Or no, it was
It's hard.
JDG. That's who they lost to.
Mm.
Tyloo, I don't think are actually that bad.
I don't think Tyler.
No, but I think all gamers would beat Team Secret.
I think that's harsh to Team Secret.
I don't think it is.
Like I hate Team Secret, but like
Same, but like, yeah, I think Team
I
Secret
don't
is
I don't
so
even
good.
hate them. I'm neutral. I just think all gamers would beat them.
alright.
Maybe it's T1 the worst team currently with how they played against PRX.
Oh, maybe.
Absolutely. Was the most fraudulent team known to mankind.
Okay, but let's
That-
let's move on.
Yeah.
To be fair, just a
Yes,
question
yeah,
before
right.
before we definitely go and forget about anything. Do you think T1 should go back to double J list?
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Actually,
I think
I think T1 can go back to double duelist, but that's only after the tail nerfs. I don't think.
That's only what?
Well, obviously.
I think.
But
yeah,
I-
not by the time Split 2 comes
if you're
around. So I
considering
think
the tail
it's,
nerfs, I think they can go back to double duelist. But like, if you're talking about like, as in like, should they have considered double duelist? I don't think they should have. Like, prior to tail nerfs.
I think they can still
Huh.
run it on
Yeah.
one map. They can still run it on Split. Split is still they still say it's a double duelist map, but apart from that, I don't think so. Right. Next map, Genji versus RRQ. Like about this matchup, right? When I think iconic matchups, especially like in Pacific, I think DRX Paper X, and then I think Genji RRQ. I think RRQ always comes very, very close to beating Genji. Right? Since 2020, like, they played so many times, they've always come close, but they can't close it out in the end.
Well, there was that one time they won when it didn't matter and it was a seeding game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
think Genji will just win this game easily, and I hope again RRQ win, but I think Genji is just a team with ex Masters winners. They have a lot of experience. They seems really back, and RRQ is consistent. Is a good team, but I think in this kind of game, Genji just has the experience to win that.
Not fair. Again,
Yeah.
I think Genji has a better chance of winning, but I'm still going to predict RRQ. Right? And my logic here is
Yeah, you're gonna pred
Genji
RRQ.
lost to DRX and RRQ beat DRX. Therefore,
We're not going off power scaling laws, bro.
Y therefore Y is better than Z.
yeah, X is
The,
greater than
the
Y.
transitivity doesn't work in Pacific because everyone did beat everyone in even in Group Omega. Everyone beat everyone. It's you can make
It's
the
crazy.
last team being the first with that theory.
Alright.
You could.
No, but I just think Genji are the more complete team in terms of like macro and comps and decision making and everything. I think RRQ is still good, and I'd possibly even give them the edge in terms of firepower. I don't know if we want to get into that debate, but I think Genji are just the more. They've got more depth,
That's fair.
and I think
Yeah.
they're going to beat RRQ.
I fully agree with that. I would pred Genji over RRQ. Yeah. So is this guarantee we all predicting Genji?
Yeah, yes,
No,
right,
math
let's go with it.
material.
No, I have
Oh,
predicted
yeah,
Genji.
you're predicting Genji.
I don't think
now, okay.
Genji is favored in this matchup. I'm just supporting RRQ. That's all.
Fair.
So do we
Right, so we were. Well, we were 50-50 on Paper X DRX, so I don't know if we want to spread the rest of the bracket.
Yeah, just do it fast, not that long.
Okay,
Yeah,
no,
fuck it.
okay, one sentence explanation on okay, so we had DRX versus Paper X. Do we want to do a coin flip on it, or anyone want to switch, or
I actually want to say something. At one sentence,
No,
the train has started. The train has
do
started.
the
You
prediction
get
for
on
both.
it.
do prediction for both? Okay, so okay, if we have I can't do pick them like that. But okay, if we have DRX qualifying because on the top right, DRX
Yeah.
versus RQ, what would you press?
DRX.
I spread RRQ.
I'd press DRX and math material.
I predict DRX again. I think we'll win the rematch.
Okay, so then we had DRX versus Genji. What would you press?
Genji.
Okay, you want to prediction the four games?
Yeah,
I
four
thought you
possible
just want
matchups.
to do the prediction of Paper X versus RRQ because we know for sure that RRQ will lose this one. And okay.
I think RRQ win regardless.
Like,
Am I
regardless
am
of
I crazy?
No.
regardless if it's Paper
Yeah,
X or
bro.
DRX.
Yeah.
I can't agree.
No.
No? Don't
I
believe?
think RRQ will beat PRX, but not DRX. And I think
Look,
Genji will beat PRX, but not DRX.
They're free from the
So-
Chobra debuff.
Yeah. So
on.
yeah, in this situation, yeah, I think DRX will beat anyone that lose, and PRX will lose anyone that lose.
I can agree with that.
Well, you think they'd beat Genji if they went to the lowers?
I think
They
DRX
just
will
need
beat
to
Genji. Yeah.
I think DRX.
Really?
I even in the grand finals I played DRX over Genji, but that's just.
Really?
In fact, I think the only way for DRX to not winning the event is RRQ going in grand final, anti-strat them as they did in upper semi-final, and just beat them because they had a better preparation. They can ban 2 maps and just beat them. So yeah, I think there are 2 possibilities: either DRX win this map or RRQ is in grand final against DRX and anti-strat them.
I think that DRX have a decent. I mean, Genji have a decent chance against DRX, but I still put DRX over. Alright. I think that pretty much
Oh.
wraps up Pacific though.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Mathematura, do you believe you want to go right now, right?
I'm assuming. Wait, what region are we doing now?
We're doing EMEA.
Right, I'm not on EMEA.
Okay. Well then,
Because I'll be
I would like to thank you for coming on. You know, great host. I hope PRX win for you. And yeah, see ya.
Let's see.
All right.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. All right, let's go into. Oh, that's the wrong person. Oh my gosh. There we go. Let's. You need to take a break or anything?
Just
I need
2
a shit.
seconds, but I don't need more.
I'm gonna go take a shit, BLB.
It's just me left.
Relay bolt, trying to pinch in, has a shot, overdone pop flies, is absolutely massacring them! A 3K, the 4th! Maybe looking for the ace, but Valen.
Wait, I forget something important in the
on
back.
his heels, he is looking to run him down. Tucked into the corner, can't quite make it happen. A last stand for Valen. But it doesn't last
Yeah, I
long.
forgot an important topic in the
MasterCard
back.
Thrifty, T1.
I call
What
Matt
an
Material.
answer back! Round that EDG will bring us to a conclusion.
Yeah, I'm want to
He
talk
looks to
about
do it
the
with one
Encheck
hero
drama.
bulldog and some
The
sheriffs.
Encheck drama and some suspicion
Between the
of
corners, able to
technique.
find one.
I
Need
put it
3
on
more of
the,
those. The weapons have been recovered.
on the dock, I think. In the VLR
Firepower in the
podcast,
hands of EDG.
Google Docs, you
Getting
can
stronger
check
and stronger.
it.
Sylvan
Full at the bottom
just rejoining the squad, needing to ace clutch to keep them in the map.
of this episode.
Avoid the full line, swings back, finds one! Snaps on a Foggy! And Sylvan will bail them out!
No. It's on it's on the.
Absolutely outrageous from Sylvan. That the international level for Sylvan.
Maybe we should wait.
Insanely well played there. The timing's able to work and isolate one player after another.
And it is all on Shaw. The trying to
So
stop.
no Encheck drama
Blowing through.
and
Finds 2. The reload completed. A dimensional drift online. Swipe. He gets it done. Jogamo.
Yeah, I totally forget this one. My bad.
What an unbelievable ace. What an
Because not
unbelievable
of about
player.
this one.
He keeps them alive.
That is absolutely unreal. I don't think it mattered.
You
He
sure?
stands up.
You sure you don't want?
He's got
Okay.
Bangkok on fire.
Push into the back. Some shots flying through the salvos. Meteor able to avoid them, pushes out, finds the first, would have to be an ace clutch. Taps it again, finds another.
Yeah.
Just continuing to try to beat the forward Balin. Swinging around the flank, and Meteor pulls off the ace clutch. T1's hero has returned.
How has he done it? When they needed him most! At last plant, he has had a couple great reads today. It
So you
hasn't been
didn't
his best.
have any clues
Finds
about
that kill.
any insight about this
Meteor
small
run
dramas
down,
because
Silver in the smoke.
I think this is a
Finds
risk
himself a
one.
second.
A lot of
We'll
pro
flush
players
him out.
have safe thing on this one, and
Swap of the weapons.
And
The
yeah,
fuse
it was-
being held. Trent, he's out of safety.
think
He's
it's alarming
desperately
for-
trying to get it done.
oh, you're
He's
right.
just managed to do
I
it.
was still what happened.
Goes on.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about the no handshake drama. I think it was at the start of Talon versus Derrix.
Yeah, Frost accused DRX for screen sharing, right?
Yeah, and a lot of speculations about this drama that just end into not leaking things, but a really interesting debate on the back. So as you can see, no fist bump, no handshake, just a clap and let's go, we're gonna play. So the Talon coach was a little bit mad at his Derrix counterpart, and then speculation kinda rise. If you can put the second Twitter link, if you can.
He's never seen that happen before.
Yeah. And just read what he said. Unfortunately, screen sharing happened way often that you can imagine, and I've experienced it against my team before. This screenshot was given by a coach.
Okay, I'm back.
Coach. Okay, we are talking about the no handshake drama in APAC. I totally forgot this subject, and yeah, this is a topic we need to cover before leaving.
You hearing about the Termy Frost drama?
Yeah, and also the speculation, because after that there are some rumors about team in APAC sharing their scrim. So you've got Fade that said that someone proposed him to share their scrim. You also have the third tweet with Governor saying he it's a real mafia, and I will read the tweet right away. I have nothing to gain from saying this, but last year on Talon we had proof of some team screen sharing and showed it, but Riot just didn't really care and told us they couldn't enforce anything. What I understood. Just to shed some light, I don't know what's going on now, if the problem is still exists, but in my experience last year, it definitely was a thing. I do think it should be enforced as a rule though. So yeah, it seems there are some rumors about scrim sharing. But indeed, in the last thread, when the Talon coach talk about his drama with Termy, it seems it's just a personal things between these two coach, and it's maybe not related to the screaming share that we talk about in APAC. So yeah, to conclude. There are a beef between Talon and Derrix coach. It seems there are some rumors that some team share scrims, and it might be not related with the beef between these two coach. Anyone want to say anything?
Yeah, I think you should still be professional about how you do things, right? Like publicly disrespecting and making an issue out of it. Maybe he wanted to do that, but I don't think that's the way to approach issues like this. I think he should have just fist bumped and moved on. Even if he was scrim sharing, I think acting like that was just unprofessional out of
I fully agree. I think that's super unprofessional. I'm shocked that he managed to do that. I mean,
but knowing Frost, right? I think that's a very Frost thing to do.
that is a very
I-
thing to do.
I'll be honest. Morally, I feel like Frost is in the right. However, I don't like him, so I'm going to agree with Turner.
To me, I don't like the fact you have to first beam your opponent if you really hate him, and I prefer having a VCT with banter and people say and do what they think that is fair than something that would be totally hypocritical and say, "Oh, we are full friends now. Let's first beam." I like the fact with this no first beam, with this no fist bump, we have a little glimpse of what is happening behind the scene, and yeah, I just don't want to lose it. To lose this.
I think that's a fair way to
Right.
look at it. But
I have a question. Is there a way Riot can reasonably enforce the ban of scrim sharing? Like if they ban scrim sharing, is there a way they can reasonably enforce that?
I mean,
I don't think they can.
I think they can. I think they can.
I mean, they could suspend people.
Yeah, they can.
They did it to Jet.
Yeah, I think you can suspend scrim sharing, but the biggest problem is proofs, isn't it?
Yeah.
To be fair,
Yeah.
I don't understand why a team would scrim share to another team, because if you do that, well, nobody will scrim with you. You know, if you say, "Oh yeah, this team share scrim with us," that means if we scrim against them, it will never happen. They will share a scrim, so we will not scrim against a team that shares a scrim with us.
You should.
So I think it's a little bit weird.
You strategically show them the wrong things you're scrimming.
Yeah. Also, I think in League of Legends, there are some rumors about Chinese team leaking their scrim only to other Chinese team, and it I don't remember if it was with China or with Korea, but with one another. It was one on another. But there are some solidarity between team inside the same nation, and I really hope this is not what is happening, because if that's the case, then it's a huge problem.
I mean, that's I think the accusation is that they screwed against Genji Academy and Genji Academy shared their skills to DRX. I think that's the accusation, right? Or am I getting things wrong?
I have no clue.
I don't remember who is it, but I know it's happening. Yeah. EMEA?
Let's move on to EMEA then. Thank you, Mathematiro.
EMEA.
Thank you.
See you later.
Please, I got thanks, man. I see you.
See you in 10 minutes when I remember that I forget another thing to say about APAC.
Right. So let's talk about EMEA, which has a bit of a drama this week. EMEA doesn't typically have drama, but oh, it's been quite a bit.
Yeah.
So,
The games just didn't fucking happen because the tech was so fucking dog shit.
yeah. So
Yeah.
first, I wanna. Is anyone? Oh wait. Okay. How the can I pull up on X?
Not the bracket yet. The game first.
Yeah,
The group
wait,
stage. The end of the group stage.
Sign in. Can I just?
Twitter. Oh shit, he's gonna link his password.
It's auto sign in. Great.
Oh.
Don't have to show everyone my password, but if we go to just Durka, we posted on the day. He posted a tweet where he talks about EMEA, and basically in this very long tweet, he summarizes that the monitors and like the tech setup is not good enough, because they share arena with League of Legends, and that when they brought up these issues, they weren't fixed, and then they were lagging a lot of crashes, so that Riot opted to try and go do it online. This didn't work, and there were still a lot of hardware issues. So after this tweet, a lot of people first of all agreed in the pro scene, right? And they talked about how this might ruin some things in the pro scene, because a rookie comes on, they struggle with the tech equipment, they look bad in front of the orgs, and they don't get a second chance. They have to reprove themselves because they look bad in tier 1. And so that was a huge issue brought by Durka. And on the exact same day, Team Liquid play against Carmine Corps. And this was so much drama. And if you look at the first game, you'll see that there's no stats. And you'll wonder why there's no stats? It's because this game went on for like 2 hours. There was like a 40-minute tech pause in the middle. And yeah, it was a tech pause, there was a reroll, there was everything. Right?
They were tech pause after every round on the sixth first round. Yeah, it was a nightmare.
Yeah. Dude,
And at the end, I think Kameto decided to not stream the following games because it was horrible, and he didn't stream the two last game of Icebox and Lotus, if I remember correctly.
yes.
And it was just I just wait that the problem are solved, and I will co-cast it when the problem is solved. And it's a huge loss because Kameto have a lot of people that's looking at him because Carmine Corp is his team. So yeah, it's pretty sad.
Wait, what the fuck is this?
So Chronicle on the day says game day, and he's like posting some like brain rot stuff, and then he follows with a tweet of I've never been that wrong because Fnatic did not get to play that day due to tech pauses.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. So then what happened
yeah.
afterwards actually was that Team Liquid and Carmine Corp, they had to delay their game. Team Liquid was decided that they did win split, which was a huge drama. A lot of Carmine Corp fans were unhappy with this. I mean, I can just if I just remember the tweet, it was like Carmine Corp. If I just talk about Carmine Corp.
I didn't saw so much drama. I saw a lot of arguments, but I didn't saw a lot of drama, especially on VLR.
Oh, so something like this.
Did you miss the drama?
It's hang on, it's called with a C.
Carmine Corp fans, I think it was.
No, it's called with a C, not a K.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I think Nats, you are mute on. You might be mute. Let me check because.
No, I can hear him.
Wi-Fi, is it
Okay.
there? Hello?
Hello.
Okay. Carmine Corp. Title. Let's just go to the main thread. But Team Liquid, if I just scroll down, yeah, a lot of people
Okay.
were arguing about this, right? Where they were arguing if Team Liquid deserved to win this map 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because the main two arguments were basically that Team Liquid won the map and they deserved to win the map because they were playing under the same conditions, and the argument was that the other side was that Carmine Corp didn't win the map. Carmine Corp lost the map, but it was in unfair conditions because obviously there was a lot of tech pauses and stuff, and there was a round reroll. So yeah, I mean, we also had like people like who was it? Who's their coach now? I can't remember. Ank. If we go about Ank, he brought up issues. I can't find the tweet now, but there was. Oh yeah, here. Basically, there was a bunch of like round freezes. I should up my mic. Hello. Is my mic better?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear you correctly in Discord, but I think on YouTube you are really too low.
I'm quiet. Okay. Well, on this here match versus Liquid, there was a lot of round rebacks, callbacks and stuff because the team kept disconnecting mid execute and stuff, and they couldn't re-roll it because obviously you take damage, and so yeah, there was a huge drama over that. And then Team Liquid proceed to win Icebox and Lotus. I mean, no, they lose Icebox and then they win Lotus pretty decisively. And then if you look at their Team Liquid. If you look at their Team Liquid tweets, Team Liquid Valorant, yeah. You go to yeah, but they posted so many replies in French under this tweet. I don't speak French, but I'm sure they are nice.
Can you show me and I can do the traduction? Click on the tweet and I will make the traduction of the tweet where people were mad.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, I have no clue what.
Okay.
So there's this guy. I have no clue what he's saying, but it's something about.
So Maitrizo, they keep 1-0 even with the condition. It wouldn't have cost anything to go 0-0. Okay, you can go down. In my book, they are 1-1. It's not deserved for KC. What a shitty league. And this one is glad they are scared. What?
Yes.
I don't see a lot of French message there.
I have no clue. I don't speak French, but
It's just a lot of people saying 1-1.
yeah. But yeah.
Oh, some didn't realize it was a 2-1.
Yeah.
It seems.
Oh dear.
Oh, this guy was not happy.
Yeah.
They've all
Okay,
got the French
so-
flag or
so,
KC written in their names.
So at least there, French people did the effort to rage and to insult in English. So glad of my following French people that managed to not speak French for once and go on,
Yeah, at least
on the
then
insult world.
leaving hate in English. But yeah. Overall, I mean, this was a mess of a series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know
Any
if there's really
opinions?
much you can. Yeah, I don't really know if there's too much you can extrapolate from the first map, but it's just KC are quite good on Icebox, and they managed to get it through the veto and beat them. But then Liquid are probably that's the other team who's really good in EMEA at Lotus is Liquid.
Now, look at their composition.
Yeah,
Dude,
I fuck with it.
I think
They are just good individually, and they just beat them individually. But it was not a question of game plan.
I actually disagree. I think their
What?
game planning
Yeah.
is decently well. I just say I think they will struggle against like the better teams, right? If you look at like
Yeah.
If you're looking at about the average Lotus, they look really their like game plans are pretty decent, and they have a good ideas, and they're using the Waylay decently. I would say actually compared to any other team in the world. I think their deadlocks really well. I think like the Paddy Tech and
Yeah.
the deadlock Graveland and Salvos is really good. So I'm actually pretty impressed.
I really like the way Camo uses Waylay for info.
Yeah.
I think he with the dash and the recall, he uses those two to gather info on the defense side a lot, and I really like that in tandem with the double senti. I really fuck with this Lotus comp. Meanwhile, KC's comp I think is fucking.
I think it's
What
disgusting.
the fuck was he doing here?
I like KC comp, to be fair. I don't think it's a comp the problem there.
Hate
I
Harbor.
just think that I just think that they were surprised by Waylay deadlock, but this is definitely
Why
the
would they be
type of
surprised?
composition you can.
Liquid have run this comp like 4 times.
Didn't they play? Are you sure? Didn't they play?
They played it versus Koi. They played it versus Foot.
Yeah, I think only in
I think they play it versus. No, they didn't play it versus BBL. They played it versus Koi.
Yeah,
and Foot.
you're right. They played against Koi.
Yeah, so they've only played this comp on
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm branded on this one.
Oh,
I thought they played Clove.
that was in like
No,
stage 1, where
Okay.
not
that
stage 1,
was kickoff.
where they played
Kickoff.
against
Yeah.
Heretics.
They had
Okay.
the Clove Rainer fucking. Oh, what the fuck was this?
What the fuck was that? Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
For me, my thoughts were, first of all, Nats insane, best player in the world. What can I say? Go IGL. I want to say on Icebox, I really liked the Liquid executes. You know, Kiko maybe a little bit of underperformance. He said, and also Serial. These two, I would say, there's a little bit of underperformance by them, especially Kiko. He was struggling a bit. He was getting the attacking kills, but then like he's falling flat everywhere else. He said that the Jet doesn't look like this in scrims though, so I have some belief that it will be better. But overall, the executes look good, but their defense looked limited, especially with Carmichael, who looked really good on defense, and Martin. His teleports were insane. On the other side, Lotus, I thought Team Liquid look really good on Lotus, as I've discussed before. But overall, pretty disappointing series from EMEA, just in general, you know. But
Yeah.
Team Liquid.
But if we go to the other game from the other group,
let's
oh,
move on
we're
to the
so
other group.
fucking bad.
Team Heretics versus Fnatic, where Team Heretics play a close series on Lotus, and then absolutely demolish Fnatic on Haven. Fnatic Haven, they're one of the renowned for best teams on Haven, get absolutely destroyed by their own comp.
Oh,
And
yeah, I used to pray for times.
yeah. Dude, I looked at
Yeah.
I looked at the pistol run. Kayak had an insane ace on pistol, and then
Oh,
it fell apart right from
yeah,
there.
the kayak ace was pretty sick, but it's so tragic how they managed to only win one attacking round with the ISO Yoru.
Yeah.
I think that's
Hmm.
crazy.
Yeah.
I also wanna. I think it was round 17. If you could just pull it up from Haven. I just want to point out how fucking sick this retake was.
Oh, I'm giving the great ad of. Yeah.
It
love
doesn't
that.
have YouTube Premium.
I am not a YouTube. Is this the unskippable ad? Oh no. It's
Yeah.
skippable. There we go. Round
It was
17.
round 17. Yeah.
Okay.
They're in a 3v5 retake, and
It's round 16.
I mean, let's watch the kayak ace.
Yeah.
As well. So
Insane, bro.
Oh.
Crazy.
yeah, that.
Is it this round
Criminal.
17 here?
Yes, it's this one. Yeah. So they're in a 3v5 retake, and they're getting Cypher altered, right? Benji on the flank. He's been struggling so far this season, but fucking he gets spotted out by the Cypher util. He just wide swings, crashes into the fucking next dimension. Hits whips around to Chronicle. Woot just fucking isolates one, gets his ult. Miniboo just drops on top of someone and Outlaw no scopes them, and then Woot wins the ISO ult. What? Just cinema retake.
Yeah.
Hmm.
3v5 retake, incredible. I think.
And
Yeah, you can go.
Benjamin Cypher. That's all I've got to say. Also, his lurk timings on this map were fucking amazing as well. Like the amount of times he was able to just catch Boaster specifically out while he had smokes in hand. I think Benji's been really struggling so far this year. He's the worst rated player on Heretics, but I think in the recent series they've played, he's been able to find his form again and just start cooking people.
I think he's still a little bit inconsistent overall. Like nowhere near his at the top of 2024, right? Because he was argued for top Sentinel, but I think he's no longer he can put up a good performance for you. He's no longer that you could see he was really struggling early in the year.
Yeah, kick off. Mind you, he did probably have COVID.
Yeah, that's true.
And he was in Teo jail.
Yeah. But
But now he's back on Cypher. He's frying people. He's got foreskin vandal on. It's just fucking cinema.
you know, I always thought Team Heretics were better than Fnatic, and this has only proven it to me. I know some people believe that Fnatic could be better, but I mean,
Yeah,
this was an
I just
yeah.
Alright, do we think not Fnatic? Do we think Heretics is contending for best in the world in terms of form at the moment?
100%.
Yeah. I think Heretics really have the form. When Miniboo is confident, then the team can beat anyone. It's amazing. I'm not sure they will be the best team when we go to Masters, but yeah, in the current form, they just can beat anyone. And yeah, it was a great series. And also about what you said about Heretics stealing Fnatic comps and beating on them. I think in an interview, one of TH people said that they love stealing another team and doing better than them. And they already did that with the bind composition of 100 Sift last year, and they beat them with the same composition. And they did it again with Fnatic. So yeah, maybe that's their identity.
Yeah, just stealing people's comps and making them better.
Yeah.
But not making
Yeah.
them better, playing them better.
All right. So, I mean, I
Alright,
expected
on
this.
to the...
I just want to say I expected this series to be a bit closer, right? Because it was a really hyped up match. But still, I think this doesn't change my opinion of Fnatic overall that badly. It does go down a little bit, but I still think they're a really good team, and they will make Toronto. But speaking of Toronto,
Yeah.
you want to talk about
Ooh, the
playoffs?
playoff bracket. Alright,
Too soon.
now
We
the...
still have a few wins to cover.
Oh,
Four
okay.
games to
Oh,
cover.
hang on, the other
Fast.
group match.
Oh, the other
Yeah,
matches
but
that I
fast,
really
fast.
did not give a care about. Okay.
Before the
We're gonna
week-long
go
delay.
fast. We're gonna go fast. Made versus Koi. It was a game without any stakes. And I'm pretty sure mates maybe it's weird.
It's weird for them.
Scrim Soulcast, that's all I have to say about this game.
Scrimcast
Yeah.
was live, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that's
was
pretty
amazing.
much it.
Yeah.
And yeah, not an important game. It was already over. Same for JX versus Apex, and as
Yeah,
expected, JX won this one.
Yes.
I honestly still I was favoring Apex until the roster changes for Giants, but yeah, they
same.
got cooked.
Yeah.
And it's very
Same.
sad.
But
And Governor is also out of the team now. And
Thank
maybe
God.
take 1 minute to Glaze Fluorescent that retire for being her mental up. And it's good. She was amazing during this tournament. In not the best team ever, she really shined there. And she received a lot of hate because of the circumstance and what she is. And she takes time to be back and to be in better shape. And I really hope I will see her next year. And good luck.
yeah, I hope I see her
Yeah.
in America's tier 1. I think she can do it.
Yeah.
Americas, no,
In
because visa.
In terms of
She left Apex because she wasn't comfortable in the city of Berlin. I don't think she will, and she wanted to be with
Yeah.
her family. So I don't think she'll come back to EMEA. I think if she's going to join a tier 1 team, she's going to be in Americas.
yeah, probably.
I don't think her family live in Los Angeles, and I'm quite sure that Trump doesn't allow trans people to have visa, or it will be way harder. So maybe not a good call.
Oh, that is true. She is a Canadian resident.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what region do you see her playing?
Well, Pacific.
Pacific?
Nah, but she has the double nationality, I think.
Maybe.
I would check.
I don't know. But with Apex going forward, they've got rid of
Yeah, go ahead,
Governor, they've got rid of Floor. Do you think they can save their season and save the org? Because the entire organization is riding on them winning Ascension again.
Listen, I think getting rid of Governor I mean, he didn't even get rid of Governor, but I think Governor was.
He was fucking.
He was.
Oh shit.
He was an interesting player. I think you can always upgrade to him. I think of over a little can be underpowered sometimes, but he can give you a good clutch or two, right? Like he isn't the best player.
Yeah,
he struggles, but he has some good clutches out there. I think Mosey is an incredible player. Not like incredible as in like a top tier player, but I think he can give you wins.
Yeah, Molsey's worth keeping.
Yeah.
I don't know about Batu or Avova. Avova, I think you get rid of Batu.
I mean, yeah, but like,
I think
there's not that many better
you
options.
could... Yeah, there are. Anguist. Get him in there. In the tank. Trex. Shin. Zus.
Are Apex rich enough for any of those
Zach
players?
Kappa. You could get Anguist, surely.
You can get Angus, but like Trex is
How much
like.
money does... Well,
I
Trex is a
think-
free agent.
Yeah, but
I think
yeah.
we have an important tournament that is gonna happen soon. It's the EMEA Tier 2 tournament, and they will probably pick some player in there, the players that shine the most, and still some player there. So yeah, I before doing any roster move, I think I would just wait the Valorant Challenger 2025 EMEA Stage 2.
Actually,
And
do you know who I think Apex should get to replace Floor though?
tell
Get
me.
Defo in there.
Defo, my goat,
Defo.
my goat, Defo.
Defo back to Tier 1, Golden Road.
Oh my gosh.
Apex make champs.
I'll actually be the biggest fan if Defo comes back. My goat. He's been struggling, but he's still my goat. I don't care.
Isn't he like fairly highly rated in the overall?
He was.
Split.
Yeah, I think he is.
It was. Hang on, filter out all the qual games.
So those are these out, right?
Yeah, filter those out, and then I swear Polvy is a very good shout for them actually, because he was on global and he did pretty decent in Pacific, so they could get Polvy. Where's Defo?
Oh, right here.
Oh, we're getting worryingly far down. Okay.
Not so good, but
Okay.
I don't care. My goat, Defo, Gambit, all of them all. But yeah.
No, but they should get Polvy, Jim, and Anguist, and then like keep Molesy. Oh, and get one of Trex on the tank. Well, the tank put up an LFT post recently, so I think he's ready to like get back into it. So I think they could get Natank, and then Anguist, Polvy, and Shin are all tier 2 players. So I think it's very like likely that they could build an actual team that could go to playoffs.
All right. Well, then let's move on to playoffs then, right? Is it nothing else to
No.
there
We
are two
one more.
games. We have two really important games we have to talk
Oh,
about.
it's a BBL.
Navi Vitality.
The BBL Foot
Oh.
and also the Vitality versus Navi. It was a huge upset because a lot of people baited on Vitality, but Vitality is in a really
they're
hard
fucking
spot
cooked.
now. Yeah,
They're fucking
yeah.
cooked.
Your bank
And
of playoffs,
Navy is back.
bank of playoffs teams don't look so good right now.
No.
And yeah,
Fucking-
I will have a lot to say about Vitality when we talk about the brackets.
And the worst part about this
Roxic.
win, it wasn't a Shao carry. It was just the whole team was good.
Oh yeah, no.
Like Navi played good. Like I can't sit here and go, "Oh, Shao carried Navi. That Navi are fraudulent." Blah, 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 blah. Navi looked, they looked good on this game, and I hate that. I hate it.
Angel still got it. My 35-year-old goat.
Punk still got it, and I hate that. I hate that Navi look really good in the series. They genuinely surprised me on the macro. They had really good ideas. They oh my gosh, they completely anti Vitality to the ground. And on the side of Vitality, they were looking rough. I don't know. Durka's been having a really rough season, like right now.
Oh yeah, no. Stage 1 Dirk is fucking. He's having a nightmare.
You want to make me states about Vitality now, since you're talking about that, or you prefer wait for playoff?
We can wait for playoffs.
Let's wait for playoffs for the Vitality play.
And finally, the last game, BBL versus Foot Esports. So maybe an historic game that will stay in the mind of a lot of people for long, for being the most longest game in Valorant. 25-23 for BBL, and with twice as much as game as usually a game is let's say 24 game, and this game was 24 game twice, so it's basically 2 games in once. Well played BBL for winning this one.
Yeah.
Bro, Zeus had a fucking nightmare on Ascent.
Yeah.
41 deaths is rough.
Yeah.
Wait,
Same for
how
Japan.
many deaths did he have the whole series?
How many deaths did he have the whole series? Oh, it's gonna be 63.
63
Is
deaths.
rough.
J played well at least.
Yeah, Jay. Yeah,
Yeah.
played well. Came back from his series.
He's been in a bit of a slump, but at least he. Can they only have one of J or Zeus going crazy at the same time?
It might be true.
Because if so, I think Foot might be cooked.
Yeah.
No, but I mean the first map was just fucking. I mean, it's a 25-23 overtime. That's really just a complete 50-50 point flip game.
Yeah, you got to the overtime where every single round it just looked like the other team had no idea what to do anymore, and they were just sort of pulling out like they sort of spinning a wheel for strats. I mean,
I also just wanna point out the reason it went to OT is because neither fucking team could defend.
yeah,
Like look at the attack rounds compared to the defense in regulation.
yeah. I mean,
Like what the fuck's going on there?
yeah. No, because it would be. I remember this game. Every time a team looked like they were gonna win, they just lost. Like one guy would just pull up
Yeah.
an insane 4K, and then they would win. And it was it was chaotic. It was like
The
sloppy.
fear of winning. The fear of winning. Sometimes there are teams that just have the fear of winning. It's maybe that's just happening in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very just bizarre map one. And then Icebox BBL kind of fucking annihilated them, and then Foot did a fake comeback and yeah.
I mean, this is a rough series for Foot to lose because then they end up third seed and have to face Fnatic, I believe, in playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really rough for them.
So
We can talk about playoff now.
Yeah, let's get into
Let's
the
go,
picks of
playoffs
playoff.
finally.
Alright, BBL Navi. Fucking. I want to just say BBL probably just destroy them here, but I don't know with the how much dock do you give a team for beating Vitality at this point?
No, I wouldn't give it that much, but the thing is, Navi looked so good beating Vitality. Like it wasn't because like they just beat Vitality. They like looked so much better than Vitality.
Cast your mind back to the week before against Heretics.
And they were utter
They
dog
did
shit.
get fucking. They did get their penises stomped on.
Navi were utter dog shit. I think I favor BBL here, and that's just because Navi
Yeah,
were
I'm
utter dog
I'm
shit
favoring BBL.
until they faced against Vitality.
Yeah,
It's so hard. We are in a 50-50 game, I think.
I don't think this is a 50-50. I want to really favor BBL, but then I just think of them beating Vitality, and actually no, BBL could beat Vitality. Fuck it, I'm picking BBL.
Not even sure BBL is that strong.
I don't think BBL is that strong.
I mean,
but I also don't think
they went 4-1. They only lost to Liquid
Yeah.
in their group. I think BBL's a decent team.
I think I agree that it's decent.
I would put them comfortably.
Yeah.
I'd have them comfortably above.
I think the two best team is Team Heretics and Fnatic.
I think it's Heretics and Liquid.
Yes.
Oh.
Heretics and Liquid.
I hate Liquid, but I can't deny that I think they're better than Fnatic at this point.
But we can move on to that later.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, Navi BBL.
I say it's 50-50, but I would favor BBL because historically they looked better, while Navi have looked good in one series.
I favor BBL relatively comfortably. I'd say like 60-40, maybe 65-35.
And Meg, you would say
Okay.
you said it's 50-50, right? So we go BBL?
Yeah, go BBL.
BBL.
Okay,
Alright,
Fnatic versus
Foot.
Fnatic.
I would normally favor Foot, but in their recent they did have the 2-1 win against Carmine Core, but they did also lose to BBL. I think Fnatic.
I'm really confident in Fnatic. It's a really good team. They improved a lot. It's not the Fnatic of the kickoff, and now they're really back. Sure, they only lose about Team Heretic. That seems the best team in Europe right now. Maybe the best team in the world. I don't know. At least decent of
Yes.
power for Team Heretics. But yeah, no, Fnatic will beat Foot on this one. I'm pretty sure of that.
I completely agree. I think Foot have looked really rough on the recent series, and Fnatic are a really good team. I don't think their stocks have gone that much down against Heretics, because Heretics look amazing. So I have to favor Fnatic.
Yeah, I do still think it'll be close though.
Let's go Team
But,
Heretics versus BBL then, right? Or do we want to go
I think
elimination first?
Heretics win. Let's do elimination first. Na'Vi KC. I mean,
I will say
want to
KC
favor
because
KC. I want to
Yeah.
go with them, but I feel like Na'Vi might surprise me. I
I
feel
think Navi is a
like
better team.
if there's anyone in Europe who's just gonna fucking see the Sadak playing Harbor and double keying everywhere and playing like a psychopath. Angel invented the psycho IGL on smokes. Alright, it's gonna be like the you dare use my own spells against me, Potter. Angel's gonna fucking like whip that out to Sadak, and then fuck, but I just think KC are a better team.
I think the contrary. I think Navi is a better team than KC, but again, KC will have 1 week to prepare, while Navi will have 1 day. And so today, maybe? I think it's today. Yeah, it's today. And yeah, I think for that, KC will probably win, even if I rank Navi slightly higher KC.
I'm gonna go KC, but I think it's if Na'Vi win, I won't be surprised.
Yeah.
I'd float around the same boat where I'd say I think KC will win, but if Na'Vi win, it's like won't be a shocker.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
Alright. I think Foot will beat Vitality. Fairly handedly.
I can finally talk about Vitality. Yes. You know, when I say all the year, all the kickoff, all the split one that Vitality need to have time. They have horrible macros, and they have horrible team play. But with time, it's sure they will become an amazing team, and they just rely on firepower on kickoff to do a good run. I totally changed my opinion about that. I think more they try to be good in terms of game plan and in terms of macro, more their individual power just get destroyed. And their confidence just get destroyed. Maybe it's the kind of team that if they want to maximize their chance of win, is just to be brainless, and if the brain start to appear somewhere, duped will also appear, and that will impact their strength as a player and as a team. So yeah, maybe I was wrong all along, and I should have said, oh, Vitality should continue to play brainless, and they will be better if they continue to play brainless. I don't know. And I'm pretty sad, and I fully changed my mind about Vitality.
Alright.
Yeah. Fucking. I mean, Les and Durka have just been completely underwhelming, and without those two, there's just. I don't think any chance. Why are you getting a call from Sigma Goon? No, what was I gonna say then? Yeah, I think with Les and Durka in a slump, Vitality just have zero chance of doing any damage in playoffs.
They might win the first game because
I
time,
don't think they will.
but I don't think they will.
Foot are just gonna.
I don't know. The first game is hard.
Yeah, I don't think they really have a chance of beating Foot. Unless Zeus
Nats?
drops another 40 deaths. Nightmare series.
I think both of these teams are looking down. I'm looking down on them, but overall, I think I trust in Foot more than I trust in Vitality. Because I think the Vitality players are all in the slump. I think strategically they don't look good. I think mechanically they don't look good. Foot, at least mechanically, they are sometimes good, and their strategy is not awful. They have a good it's like base. Oh, not the macro, but like their fundamentals are good at least. So I think Foot will edge out the win against Vitality, but I'm only giving this series like a 40, 50, 40-60 to.
I think it's the perfect team for Vitality Foot. The team that they have the most chance to win because it's not the best macro team, and when Foot start to just run and gun and do weird things and just play not based on strategy, maybe Vitality will start to do the same, and maybe the good Vitality with good aim will be back. So maybe that's the only hope I can see for Vitality on there. And but I'm always afraid of the passives of the fourth seed having 1 week. It's always good to play against a team that just lose. So I really don't know about this one. I'll say 50-50, and if
I think Mr. Fallen's gonna buy a Bucky and get another ace, and it's gonna mentally boom safe.
okay,
And then
so Foot is fair
Yeah, Foot is
to vote for Foot.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Right.
great.
I-
Good.
Now Team
Heretics versus
BBL.
BBL.
So we all know
Heretics.
that kid is gonna go BBL. It's all series. Let's all go.
You
Let's go. Next
motherfucker.
one.
No.
No, it will be Heretics. We all gonna vote for
Yeah.
Heretics, right?
Yeah, we all voting for Heretics.
Yeah.
Next one is the most interesting one, I think. Team Liquid versus Fnatic.
Team Liquid versus Fnatic. I think this is an interesting one, but
I would
yeah.
probably favor Liquid because I think their map pool's a little bit better.
I think Team Liquid's map pool's a little bit better. I think Team Liquid's a little bit more on form right now, right? All the players are playing well. Where you look at Fnatic, I think Alfier is having really rough season so far. Not like that bad, but it's like he's nowhere near as good as his top performances are. And I think that overall I like Liquid strategy more, but that's also coming from maybe a sense of bias because I love Team Liquid.
I would just
Me?
like to propose if, like, for playoffs, Alpha and Chronicle both just turn up in like their peak form, and Kayak, Crashies, and Boaster like just carry on playing how they have been. I do think they'll firepower. I think they'll gap Liquid in terms of firepower a bit because I think Serial and Party Tech are kind of the weak spots in the team, and Camo can be inconsistent. So I think there's a world where Fnatic just aim diff them, but I think in terms of map pool and like the current form they've shown so far, I do think I'd favor Liquid
I think
overall.
To me, Team Liquid was in a group where they are no amazing team. Every team was decent, not bad, not mid, but also not good, just decent. And so they didn't show anything. While, for example, Fnatic plays against Heretics. Okay, they lose, but I think Fnatic is also one of the reasons of the loss of confidence of Vitality. And if Vitality looks that bad, is because they lose confidence, and maybe the lose against Fnatic might have hurt them. And that's why I think Fnatic is a really strong team, because they beat a team that was really strong a few weeks ago. So I'll go for Fnatic. And I want to give you in your attention, and that's maybe that's something that will make you change your opinion. You said that the first seed might have a disadvantage, so maybe since Team Liquid is first seed, it will be a disadvantage for Fnatic that is fully confident after their win against Footy Sport.
Reading my own point, my own storyline against me, huh? But
Yeah, but
Yeah.
well, you were also the one arguing that the first seed curse is a complete coincidence and it's not real.
Exactly.
But what I want to say that first of all is that about the weak points about the team. I think for Team Liquid, you see, I had a point and I've completely forgotten it. Wait. What was I gonna bring up? Oh, talking about the group strengths. I think that yes, Fnatic and Heretics are in a stronger group, but that's also because it's Fnatic and Heretics in the group. I think the rest of the group is pretty awful. I mean, we have
Even Vitality at the first of the group.
I mean, I thought they looked
Uh,
good,
like-
but they don't. But they've not done anything since Bangkok.
Their only good match in the group stage was against Giants, and it was their very first one.
Yeah, and right after they play Fnatic, and after they just Fnatic stole their mantle.
Yeah, but that's also because
It's
like
Fnatic that stops their train.
that's also because like Fnatic put up like Boaster put up a generational performance that he'll never put up again.
Well, maybe not never.
Oh, not sure.
He is the GOAT. Come on.
Okay, but like
Yeah,
that,
he's
that,
so
that series, you like he's not gonna pull that out right after doing that in like stage 1. There's no way he's dropping 50 against Liquid.
Hang on.
This will be the game Boaster versus Nats will be amazing.
Boaster versus Nats.
Where's
Yeah.
the fucking? Where's his ace against Giants, and then the 1v3 against Giants? No, but Poster's cooking.
I don't think it's individually bad, but I think Boaster is like really good individually right now, on form. But like, I don't think he'll drop like because he was like insane against Vitality, like different levels of good. I don't think he'll come close to that in this series. I think he'll be like he'll be okay.
Yeah, I don't know, but point is I favor Liquid, but there's a reality where Fnatic will just like Alpha unlocks the Tokyo form and just like runs at them.
Yeah, but I feel like I do agree with that. But I feel like I could say that for any of these 3 teams, Fnatic, Heretics, and Liquid, where if the right pieces are going off, then either of these series, I could see either of these teams winning.
Okay.
So
Yeah. No, but yeah, just pick Liquid.
okay.
Fnatic, Carmine, Glorp.
I
I
did my
think
best.
Fnatic win. I think Fnatic win pretty handedly here.
Yeah, I don't see
Yeah.
reality where Common Cope win this.
Well, I see a reality, but I don't think it's particularly.
To be fair, I think if Team Liquid is against Carmine Cup, I don't think it's so easy for Team Liquid. It's a really close game if it was TL versus KC.
Okay. Let's move on to BBL Foot. Another rematch.
Ooh, a rematch.
Yeah.
Who do you favor? Do you favor the winners, or do you think Foot come back and look stronger?
I mean, this is a reality where Foot just beat Vitality, and I think they're gaining confidence. So I'm just gonna say Foot.
Yeah, I also
'Cause
think I also think that they just BBL will get utterly destroyed by Heretics, and they'll lose a bunch of confidence. And so
Yeah, I think
I'd
BBL
favor Foot.
are a team that would choke. I think they've got the choke gene in them.
Ah, it's hard. Foot is really the gatekeeper team.
Foot, yeah.
Yeah, I think this game is a bit of a like it'll be a test for BBL. If they lose this, then yeah, they're definitively the choker team locked at 5th, 6th. If they win this, then they might be able to beat Fnatic. But I would favor Foot just because I am predicting the choke. But if they if they beat Foot here, I think they could beat Fnatic and go on to make Toronto.
No. Now
Mm,
Fnatic is gonna win in
Yeah.
any situation. I don't see Fnatic not going to Toronto.
I also don't see Fnatic not going to Toronto. I think
You really don't you don't think there's any chance that one of BBL or Foot denies them
No.
the spot?
no. I'm really confident in Fnatic, Liquid, and Heretics going. I'm like so confident. You know, maybe I don't know.
I
Navi
mean,
will
so am
surprise
I.
me.
I'm just trying to sell you a.
You know,
I'm
maybe
just trying to sell you
yeah.
a reality.
I think if there's gonna be a dark
Yeah, no,
horse, it's gonna be Navi. I don't
I
see
think
BBL
Navi
for
beat
doing
BBL.
that.
Yeah, I agree.
Really? Above
I
KC or
can see
BBL?
Navi. I can see Navi kicking out Team Liquid,
Liquid.
and you know, being in a situation where when we realize the same way we realize after China, oh, one group was so much stronger than the other one, and we didn't saw it coming. It can be in another way, but I think there are more chance that it's Team Alpha, that the Group Alpha, that is way better than Group Omegas, and Team Liquid just get destroyed by a Navi and didn't saw it coming, and this could happen. I don't think it will, but this is a possibility. The other possibility of Group Omega being massively underrated is also something that can happen, but I don't think that's the case. I just think Group Alpha is just better.
The group with Apex, Giants, and Vitality.
You see, I just think I think it's top. I think it's top heavy. That group. I think it's Fnatic, Heretics, and then Friends.
Yeah.
Possible.
But anyways,
It's
My
really
thoughts
hard.
exactly.
You know, we can never know because since there are no cross-group games, maybe it can even be Team Group Omega that be massively underrated, and we will have a full surprise and boost Team Heretics and Fnatic will not go. We can't never know with the group format.
all right.
It
No,
makes
no.
things a little bit weird.
Heretic's not going a stretch.
if Heretics don't go, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I think Foot beat BBL, but I think BBL are. I think BBL are like my fourth favorite to make it. Fnatic, Heretics, Liquid, I think are basically lost. But if one of them didn't make it, I think it would BBL take the spot instead.
I can agree with that. I think you see. I'll go
only
with
people
BBL.
that
You know, I'll go
yeah.
with BBL because they've shown a lot more. They played the closest series against
You know
Liquid.
what? After talking all this up, I might honestly pick BBL to the Foot. I thought Foot were going to win, but then I convinced myself of BBL. Fuck it.
I have a strong argument for Foot winning.
Oh,
BBL is gonna pick Ascent,
got me.
and they are 50% chance they get punished on Ascent and just lose.
You got me. Sold me over.
I don't know. I don't know
They
because
did in the last BO, and they won it.
yeah, they just picked Ascent and Foot couldn't defend.
Yeah,
But
but you
only
can
one
improve
with
on that.
what? For defense. Well, who's to say BBL don't improve their attack at the same time?
Because it's Ascent.
Or
Because it's
fucking,
Ascent.
or who's to say Foot don't pick attack? Hang on, didn't Foot actually pick attack on it? Because it was BBL's map pick.
You might be right. You might.
I
They
swear
did
Foot picked
They
picked
did
attack.
that? They really did
Wait,
that?
wait, hang on, let me double check. Ascent.
No. Foot pick defense. Foot pick defense.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they did.
Oh, thank goodness. You almost made me lose all my confidence in Foot. I think Foot goes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So
I can't sway you
Fnatic
on.
win for Fnatic.
I can't sway you on BBL.
No, you can't sway me on BBL. I got sold.
Ah, fine.
I got sold the minute I heard BBL was picking Ascent.
I don't think it's that bad of a map pick, to be honest. If you're confident in your own attack half, then because it's not
Then
like
you're
Foot
delusional. If you're confident on your attack on Ascent, then you are delusional and you massively underrated your opponent.
No, but
Yeah.
I don't think Ascent's a good map to be picking right now. Like at all.
Hmm.
But that's
I don't know. You can have foot.
okay.
I started on the foot train.
Started on the foot train, went onto the BBL, and now back on the foot. Okay, let's
Yeah.
go. Heretics
Anyway,
versus
yeah,
Liquid.
for
But yeah,
Fnatic
50-50 to me.
Heretics versus Liquid.
I
Oh,
I favor Herod.
you see, I
I
would love
just-
to be saying Liquid right now, but I know there's two people who have been chanting the downfall. Well, not really chanting the downfall of Liquid,
No,
but I heard one person specifically
I-
chanting on the downfall of Liquid, saying Navi can beat them, KC can beat them. And
You
so,
can convince me. To be fair, I was a little bit harsh with Team Liquid, but I think, in fact, I also said that there are a small chance that Group Omega was massively underrated and just Team Liquid roll stomp Team Heretics. So if you have good arguments to say Team Heretics can be beaten by Team Liquid, I'm really open to hear it.
a good argument. Okay. I need to look at
You
this.
don't have even you don't have any good arguments. You don't even believe Team Liquid can beat Team Heretics.
I mean, I believe they can win, but like I don't really have a good argument. I think both these teams look really good right now. I'm like 50-50 on.
Okay. Of course, they okay, so you are 50-50. Yeah, no.
I would just like to propose,
Yeah.
other than Lotus.
Yeah.
What maps are Liquid favored on?
What other maps I think Liquid are favored on? Split. I think Liquid are favored. You said not Lotus. I think Liquid are favored on okay, I think Ascent. If
They've been
I think they're favored on Ascent.
well, they
Yeah.
Have they not been banning Ascent?
No.
They've been banning Fracture, which is Heretics as perma. So if Liquid ban first, then they probably ban Fracture, and then Heretics just gets to
Team Liquid.
veto Lotus,
Team Liquid have
and
been
they
banning.
can fucking.
Team Liquid have been banning Fracture. They're good on
Have
Fracture.
they not?
No.
They banned it versus KC.
Against KC. No, they didn't.
Oh wait,
KC
no,
banned
KC
Fracture.
banned Fracture.
Yeah, no, they don't ban Fracture. They,
I'm off the goop.
yeah, no.
Wait, they're what's their perma? Pearl.
Pearl. Yeah.
Are you sure it's Saperma
I-
or they just ban it against Carmine because Carmine have an amazing pearl? So maybe
No,
it
no,
was
no, no.
just
Team
a
Liquid
one
banned Pearl. 100% Pearl.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
So that's. I mean, Heretics are good on Pearl, but that's not like one of their signature maps. I think it like one of Icebox, Haven, or fucking shit. What was the other one? Or Lotus, which I think are Heretics' three best maps. But also, Liquid are very good at Lotus as well.
I think.
I think they're fairly evenly matched on Lotus.
Yeah, I think Lotus could. I think it just depends whoever wins Lotus. Because
Yeah.
Liquid will ban Pearl, and they will ban Icebox or Haven, right? So then, I think
Yeah.
Heretics will pick Icebox or Haven and win that map, and I think Liquid will win Split or well, they ban Fracture, right?
Yeah, Heretics perma is Fracture.
So I think Liquid will win Split because they will pick it and then they will win it. They've looked good on it all season. Heretics will pick Icebox or Haven, and whoever wins that, I think Ascent will be banned out, and I think Lotus will remain.
Then this is
Oh,
not what you want to
Lotus
say
is
if you want me to cheer for Team Liquid because you know what I think of their composition of Lotus.
They played
don't-
well
I don't
though.
know.
It's a surprise factor. I think it's all okay. But I mean,
Okay, it's not a surprise factor anymore.
no, I'm not. Well, I'm not saying it's a surprise factor as in like you pick it and you don't know what's going on. I'm saying like it's uncomfortable to play against, right? It's like I'll think about it back to like the FPX triple controller where it's like you're not. It's not like they're not surprised. You're not surprised that they're picking it. You're surprised like you're not used to the like how you play against it, and so you'll struggle a bit.
Yeah, I think Heretics should pick triple controller. I think they should put Woot on
Omen.
Clove. They should put
Oh.
Boo on Omen. They should put Benji on Viper. And then they run and then they run Mini Boo on Flash Initiator, and they put Rians on Fade.
Yeah, but I just think the series is down to whoever wins Lotus, and I think both Lotuses are really good.
Yeah,
Um,
the composition of Lotus is really good for heretics. They can put Miniboo on Neon, they did that. Benji Fish is good on Vice. Woot and Rians are on Terror Bridge, and Boo on Omen. It's an okay composition.
yeah.
So you're favoring
I
Heretics,
think-
yeah?
Yeah, I favor Heretics.
All right. Liquid versus Fnatic.
I think Liquid beat Fnatic at the second time around as well, though.
I agree. Meg, any
Same
disagreement?
argument, so I go to Fnatic again. But yeah, if you are 2 versus 1, I understand.
And
Yeah. And then
same
Heretics
arguments. Yeah.
win the final.
I think if Team Liquid don't get both map ads, then Heretics will win as well. Because
Yeah, because Heretics ban Ascent and Fracture and just fucking.
I think because if Liquid cannot ban Icebox and Haven, they're in trouble. So yeah.
Have Liquid played Haven?
They have, but they were good on this map, and then they've not been so good. So they lost against BBL on a new comp.
Yeah, they lost. Didn't they lose it to Mates as well?
They lost it against Mates, also with a new comp, I believe.
Yeah, so they don't really have a Haven comp.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Liquid are really weird. They try to change their comp every time they lose a map.
What did they play versus Koi? It was Lotus and then
Or Lotus,
was the other one?
Split. They haven't played
Split.
They've been really dominant on Split. They've looked good on Fracture before, but they barely played it. And their Lotus obviously looks good. It's
I
their
mean,
pro's bad. Their
Heretics haven't played Fracture this stage yet. They played it in kickoff, and they beat Mates and then lost
To
versus Liquid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the best moment of this podcast, and it will be in few seconds.
in a few seconds.
Take
Your
a
favorite
screen.
section.
Yeah, the coin! The coin is back!
The coin. It is here.
You're
Let's-
going.
Let's go. Coin predictions. Coin.
Wait,
for-
hang on.
Okay. We ignore this one.
Wait, what? Okay.
Okay.
Alright. BBL Navi, BBL heads. Wait, hang on. Can BBL be tails because it's BBL ass. Haha.
Okay. BBL heads, Navi tails. 3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
Heads. The
Right.
BBL go through.
BBL.
Now it is
Fnatic foots.
foot. Fnatic heads, foot tails. And it is Fnatic
Alright.
heads. We are doing so well. We're all both on
Oh.
track. Okay.
What boring coins so far? Navi Carmine Core.
Navi Carmine Core. Where we have another heads.
Oh,
Navi go
Na-
through.
Okay, first difference of the coin. Foot vitality.
Where foot are heads, vitality are tails. And vitality go through. Okay.
Ah,
Don't sound too happy about
Okay.
that one. Heretics versus
right.
BBL. Come on.
Yeah.
BBL. BBL!
ah.
What?
Ooh, okay.
Oh, brother, what the fuck is this?
What a mess of a bracket. Okay.
Liquid
Liquid
Fnatic.
versus Fnatic. Fnatic win.
Fnatic. Oh fuck.
Oh my
Alright.
gosh.
Yes!
Okay.
What the fuck is going on here? Alright, Liquid Navi.
Liquid Navi. Liquid are heads, Navi are tails.
Yeah.
Navi beat out Liquid.
Oh,
Oh no,
Jesus, what the
Toronto.
Alright, Heretics Vitality.
Heretics Vitality, another rematch. Heretics are heads,
Yeah,
Vitality are
Heretics are
tails.
If
Okay, good.
Heretics lose this,
Okay.
Good.
coin.
So
Alright.
now Navi Heretics, right?
Navi be yeah, Navi
Okay.
Heretics. Navi is heads.
Navi is heads, Heretics tails. And Navi
Oh,
qualify
what the
through.
fuck is- What the fuck is this?
No!
Oh, hear some unsatisfying.
Wait, it's the FPX lower bracket run.
Oh, it is the FPX lower bracket
Oh,
run. You're
shit.
so right. BBL versus Fnatic.
Oh shit. Yeah,
BBL
BBL
heads?
heads. Yeah.
Oh, Fnatic poster.
If they just have Fnatic win the fucking final now, it'll be so crazy.
It'd be so
Alright,
cringe.
BBL Navi.
BBL Navi, and it is BBL.
Nah.
Back up chin
Oh.
Fnatic.
No lower
Oh.
bracket run.
No
Fnatic
bracket run.
BBL.
If BVL win that, it's
And
Terrible.
Fnatic win.
Oh, boring coin.
What a
Boring
bracket. I mean,
What the fuck is this?
these are certainly predictions. I'll leave it at that. So Meg, as a coin believer, do you have high hopes in this one?
no, but I would have less hopes in the Chinese. And remember that the coin have predicted the 3 Chinese team that will go to the Masters, and I think nobody in the world would have predict these 3 teams. So I don't know.
I mean, XLG and Wolves. I predicted. I didn't expect EDG to not go, but
I don't think 90% of the population expected EGT to go out.
yeah,
Y-
I thought
How
EDG
can you
plot was too
predict?
strong.
How can you predict not BLG but Wolves?
Because he's a
How
Wolves
can I
fan. He
predict
loves
Wolves?
Super BB.
They're the
Okay.
best team in the world.
Okay. I can't give arguments against that.
Yeah.
Oh,
You,
If-
you,
if
you
this
really
happened-
think Spring isn't the go to Valorant?
no.
No, wow. Shut down.
Wow.
I think there are no gods of
Um,
Valorant. I can't wait the time where we will have
I mean-
a real god. If this bracket
I-
happen, maybe the real god is Chronicles again.
Dude, if this bracket
Yeah.
happens, I don't think
The
I'll
real
watch
goat is on
Toronto.
top.
I don't think I have a single team I like in Toronto if this happens.
You're not a fan of Wolves?
No, I'll be on the ZLG train, XLG train. I'll be like,
I do
Yeah.
also like XLG.
yeah.
Um.
I understand.
Alright, what can we do for the closing segment?
Closing segment.
hang
Maybe
Here's a-
read the little text Termi sent recently that will echo to the small segment on the no fist bump allegation, the no fist bump and the scream leak allegation. I was saying that the fist bump may not be because of the scream leak. And for Termi, it seems it was because of the rumor of the scream leak, but they also say they are not screaming. So I
Yeah,
will read. Anyone want to read it,
Alright, I'll read it.
or I can do it?
Okay. Hello, this is Tommy. I'm writing this statement regarding a narrative surrounding our team. To put it clearly, DRX has never leaked any scrims. If anything, we were victims of scrim leaks back in 2021, and we know the feeling all too well. We consider scrim leaking to be deeply unprofessional, and we are well aware of how damaging it is and how we view it to be an equal to player using hacks on stage. Having experienced such an issue, we are extremely cautious when arranging scrims, and take precautions to prevent any leaks to this day. Coach Frost claims to have evidence, and if that's true, we want him to clearly state what teams, players, or coaches were involved, and publicly release the proofs that was submitted to Riot Games. As someone who has been in the esports scene for over 20 years, I'll retire tomorrow if there's any credible evidence that states DRX leaked scrims information. If there's no such evidence is presented, then I demand Coach Frost to take full responsibility for fueling these baseless rumors.
Wow.
Wow.
You have so much heart reading that. Kenda, interesting point for Termi. I think is totally genuine about not having leak anything, but the problem is you can't know that every player of DRX, none of them have leaks. I don't think Termi have an eyes on the Discord account of all these players, and maybe there are someone in the team that did leak and he can't know it. So it's really risky to say it. If they are any proof, I will retire because
Alright,
can't
so what
never
you're
know,
saying
in
is,
fact.
so what you're saying is it was RB. RB like leak the leak the strings.
I'll be over here.
RB's the snake. RB's the
Yeah.
scumbag. RB's a terrible player.
Yeah.
They're saying
Yeah,
RB is
RB
not the GOAT.
RB is a horrible player. For anyone watching, you should know that. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not a good player.
Clip this and put it on the shorts.
Yeah, fraud, sneaking scrims to Termi, gonna get him
Um,
fired.
Chilling in fucking 8th to 10th China. Like, Jesus.
And also I like the fact.
Oh, yeah, Hades!
No,
Hades
it's not, I
joy!
thought this was Humble Nuts. Oh, and I want to say that I like the fact Termi wants full transparency and everything being publicly. I think this is good. This is good for the scene. I want more transparency
Oh,
and
hang
yeah.
on.
Hello,
He's
Alice.
back.
Hello,
Show
Hades.
yourself.
Hades, hello.
Hi, Monica.
Hello.
Is it disrespect?
Oh, oh, he's left.
Oh, he's gone.
But anyways,
Uh,
so wrap up your point,
good time.
Meg.
Yeah, I just like the fact there are transparency. If that could happen and Coach Termi being listening and everything being full transparency in every league, it will be way much more interesting.
I mean, to write such a like a paragraph like this, I think it's very respectful from Termi. I think it's very obvious, like at least from his side. I feel like it's this brings some closure that it wasn't him at least.
Yeah.
Like maybe the players was, maybe it was like Adam or something, but at least as a coach himself, you can tell, like, sort of gather that it wasn't him at least getting scrim leaks.
Yeah.
So
That really screams, yeah, this is a message for the bottom of my heart.
yeah, I think, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what Frost does and what Riot does over the situation. But yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I think that pretty much wraps it up for this
Um,
episode. Any other thoughts you want to leave?
We don't necessarily have to do it this episode, but during the like gap in between when EMEA finishes and Toronto, do you guys wanna do a fun little Valorant World Cup experiment where we all draft our own teams, compare? Because I know Cloudberry was doing it,
Oh,
and I'm wondering what you guys would cook.
I'm down for that. We'll see.
Yeah.
We can like organize it and like see how things go. But yeah, that sounds interesting.
And obviously we got the power rankings and like top 10 players as well.
All right.
But yeah,
Yeah, that pretty much wraps it
That
up for
does
this
it.
episode. I just wanna so let's.
we have 3 concurrent viewers.
We have 3. That's not.
Sh-
Ooh, this is.
because we have a thread of the week.
Do we have a third of the week? I do not believe
Ooh.
so.
I
Let
was
me
like,
check.
Anyone? I mean, unless anyone else can present anything to me.
No, I think the thread of the week was the little drama between Termi and Frost.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
All right. So I would like to wrap up this episode. Thank you very much for being on episode, Meg and Daikid. Yeah. So this will be the last. This will be. I believe the next episode we'll be talking about. Do we have a clue what we're talking about next episode?
probably
Next episode, we're
Americans
gonna
in China.
talk about the result of. It depends if you want to talk about the 4 region, but we may talk about the result of China, Americas. Maybe take more time in the group in China. We may talk about the advancement in the EMEA bracket because we will have a lot of things to say, I think, next week.
Yeah.
And yeah.
All right. So I thank you everyone for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.